It is Monday, August the 24th, and we are only a few weeks away from meaningful football back in our lives. And that must mean it's time for another preview show, tonight featuring the NFC North. So kick back, relax, because another edition of Unbiased starts. Damn it, Tyler, when's that start again?
17 minutes ago.
There you go.
Lights flash, crowds alive. Feel the pulse, we're taking flight. Sam and Tyler on the mic, ready to ignite the night. From the track to the field, we're diving into the thrill. No bias in the air, just the sound that gives a chill. Every match, every game, we break it down to the core. Sam and Tyler raise the stakes, always asking for more. Can you feel the heat? This is where we stand. Champions on our feet. We're unbiased, hear the roar. No limits in this game we play. Through the highs and lows, we rise and play the right way. Together we ignite the fire, fueled by every cheer and shout. Unbiased, that's our anthem. No doubt, unbiased, we stand strong. Together we will carry on with every game, with every song. United we belong. Unbiased, unbiased, that's our anthem. No doubt.
Hello, everybody. Happy Monday, and welcome into another edition of Unbiased, the official flagship show of 609 Sports Talk Radio, coming to you guys live tonight with another very exciting NFL preview show. And as always, we are your hosts, Sam Nelson, Tyler Adams. Tyler, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Sorry, I was busy reading a comment already.
Zolt's already
What's up,
come off
Zolt?
before we haven't even talked anything yet.
We got Zolt's predictions here. Zolt's ready. He's been waiting for this.
Wait a minute. Let me ask Zolt a question. When he says Vikings trade JJ to Cleveland, is he talking about JJ McCarthy or Justin Jefferson?
Oh, man.
Wait, doesn't Cleveland have Justin Jefferson, the linebacker?
They do. So
Lions.
they're going to acquire all the Justin Jeffersons and take over the league.
I will say, his path to the Lions going undefeated is probably the most accurate thing I've seen. They will have to win a lot of 46-34 games.
Man.
What's up, Anthony?
What's up, Anthony?
This is Anthony, I can't block him. I do a show with him on Tuesday nights. Got to talk to George about that. He's talking about McCarthy. Okay, so if you guys can't figure out it already, NFC North Preview show. Zolt just threw my whole train of thought off for this show. But anyway, Tyler, let me ask you a question before we start. Victory Monday? Only a few more weeks till football season.
Oh, yeah. We're still celebrating Victory Mondays.
You gotta love it. After our NFC North prediction, we're going to talk a little bit more college football. Tyler, I have to say, with the news that we've been receiving over the weekend, I think we have finally found the first issue that college football really has now. In my opinion, I haven't had a lot of issues with the portal, the NIL stuff. I think the calendar in the sport of college football needs to be changed. But now what I'm seeing with some of these players on NFL rosters, now I have an issue.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that at the end of the show. We are still going through our top 10 list heading into 2026. We are tonight top 10 running backs. Once again, our top few are very similar. Our back few are very different. Kind of like how the first couple of top 10 lists we've done have gone. But Tyler, let's get into this NFC North preview. We have a division here that this is once again a division that could post a few playoff teams.
Yeah, there you could easily pick out 2 playoff teams, maybe 3 if they all put together really good years.
Yeah, and I mean, you could do. I mean, 4 would maintain way too much to happen. That's impossible.
Yeah,
But
there's no way that can happen when the NFC West exists.
and even yet, hey,
At that point, you're just going to have NFC West and NFC North teams.
I think the NFC East may have something to say about that this year. I think all
They-
4 of those teams are.
I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm going to predict more than 2 playoff teams from the NFC East.
We'll get to that in a few weeks.
We'll get to them when we get to them.
That's a couple weeks down the road here. So, but where would you like to start tonight in the NFC North? You got Minnesota. Hopefully, they fix their quarterback situation. Green Bay, I still think is a solid team. Of course, not having Micah for the first about month and a half may hurt. And then, of course, you have the Lions, which, like Zolt said, they may have to win every game by scoring 40 plus and only giving up 30 plus.
Mm-hmm.
But that's that. And then, of course, you have the cardiac Bears, who last year had. I mean, God, I felt like every game they won came with comebacks late in the fourth quarter of their games. Where would you like to start this?
You know what? Let's kick this off with the team that won the division last year, and their quarterback got the cover of Madden somehow. One of Zolt's favorite teams to talk about. The 0-17 Bears.
The floor is yours.
The Bears, they have, I would say, a high chance of repeating as division winners this year. They're definitely putting some things together. I think Caleb Williams is getting better every year. He definitely showed it over the course of last season. Now, playoffs, we all know he had his moments. He had his bad moments. It was what it was. Still a young player. Try and build off of it. But, I mean, a pretty talented offense. I mean, you got the combo of DeAndre Swift, Kyle Monangai out of the backfield. Your receiver room, you got rid of DJ Moore. You still have Rome Odunze, Luther Burden. You got Colson Loveland. You got Cole Kmet still. So you have 2 solid tight ends you could run some sets with. And I would say a pretty good offensive line. Definitely one that I think will play well as a unit and perform well, very efficiently throughout the year.
Well, first off, before you continue, we have another YouTube commenter, Andrew, coming in saying "Go Lions." Andrew, appreciate the comment. Thank you for checking the show out. And if you do if you enjoy this show, please do us a favor on the YouTube side. Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah. Drop us a comment about your Lions. Let us know how you think they're going to do this year.
What do you think about Zolt's comment saying they're going to go 17-0 and win every game, 46-34?
I'm sure Andrew won't mind 17-0.
You think Dan Campbell was crazy then? Imagine him with an undefeated season.
Yeah, right. The question is, though, 17-0, are we talking about a Super Bowl win as well? Or are they getting bounced?
Hey.
But back to the Bears. Defensively is where it really intrigues me because I feel like they got stronger in the areas where they were very weak last year. They brought in, I would say, some decent pass rush help. The secondary, I think Dylan Thiedeman's going to be very productive for them early on. Don't know if it's really an upgrade over they had Byard last year, played really well for them. They couldn't keep him, unfortunately.
Byard's replacement was supposed to be Kobe Bryant, but the problem is Kobe Bryant is hurt and he's going to miss a decent amount of time.
Yeah. So
I think, hold on. Dylan Thiedeman is going to be a heck of a player. He is replacing essentially Jaquan Brisker.
Yeah.
Which that is a tremendous upgrade for Jaquan Brisker. And Brisker's not a bad football player, but I think Dylan Thiedeman's a really good player. But the really big issue is that they lost Kobe Bryant during training camp, and he is going to miss an extensive period of time because of this.
Yeah.
So that's a killer. And they also lost Nashawn Wright, who had 5 interceptions for them last year. They did lose a lot of playmakers in that defensive backfield with Byard, who led the league in interceptions last year. But I thought they did a good job of replacing him with Kobe Bryant. The problem is, like I said, Bryant's now hurt.
Yeah.
And
So,
I don't know if I trust them getting after the quarterback consistently.
no, because I mean, if you're putting your reliance in Montez Sweat, he's a good player. He's not, you know, a guy that I would rely on to single handedly carry the defensive line.
I agree.
And I mean, you got your run stoppers, you got your Grady Jarrett, but getting after the quarterback, I mean, I don't know. Devin Bush, he doesn't really give you much more than a rotational piece.
Nah, he's helped. That is another where I think they upgraded is an off-ball linebacker. I think Bush and his speed helps them a lot more at off-ball linebacker than what they had last year with Davis Tremaine Edmonds, the one who they had with who was in Buffalo.
Trey Edmonds, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it
that
was
sounds
him,
right.
and they still have TJ Edwards, who, hey, as Eagle fans, we know how much we love some TJ.
Yeah.
But I still have a big issue with their pass rush. And do they have enough to get after the quarterback consistently? I thought they should have been all the way in on Max Crosby all offseason. They clearly didn't want to give up the capital it took to try to acquire him like the Ravens did. Then, of course, that whole fiasco went somewhere. So that's a story that we've covered way too much of already this offseason. But the Bear and Dennis Allen's a good defensive coordinator. I don't want to come across that he's not, but the problem is it's so hard to win in this league when you cannot get consistent pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, it's hard to find a good pass rusher.
It's hard to find a consistent pass rusher. And I like the Bears. And like I said, it hurts me to say this because I like the Bears. I like this team a lot, especially on the offensive side of the football. But you got to be able to stop some people. And like you said, I mean, they had Gervon Dexter, good defensive tackle, 6 sacks last year. Probably one of the better D tackles in the league. Grady Jarrett, decent. Outside of that, I mean, they got Deo from the Colts 2 years ago. They were paying him and expecting him to be a big-time pass rusher. He only played 8 games last year. He had 1 sack.
Yeah, he was not productive at all.
Montez Sweat is the least of my worries. He's probably, I mean, he had 10 sacks last year, but, I mean, you need something else.
Yeah, I mean, this defense, they're going to rely heavily on playing lots of good coverage and trying to take the ball away, even though they lost a lot of their playmakers that could take the ball away. So I don't think they're going to be the worst defense in the league, but they're definitely going to be down in that 15 lower range.
I've seen a lot worse defenses, trust me.
Yeah.
But so I was just looking it up here on my phone, and yes, Kobe Bryant is expected to miss 4 to 6 months after knee. Oh, good Lord!
Oh,
so maybe he's back by the postseason. Maybe.
I don't think there's going to be much of a postseason for him to come back to at that point.
But I mean, look, the rest of that, I still really like the rest of that secondary. Even with Nashawn Wright leaving, Jalen Johnson, one of the more premier corners when he's healthy.
Yeah,
we know that.
Again, he missed time last year.
Yep. Tyree Stevenson, I think he's also very solid. I do like the fact, in the world did the Bears sign Xavier Woods?
Who knows?
Well, hey, he's probably going to have a decent role on that team this year because they need a safety.
Yeah, exactly. Probably brought him in right after Kobe Bryant went down.
But I'm really high on Dylan Thieneman. I love that addition. I think he's a big-time upgrade, especially compared to Jaquan Brisker, who, like I said, wasn't a bad safety, but he wasn't the greatest. So I think he's going to work out fine, even as a rookie. Stevenson and most likely Jalen Johnson are your outside guys. They drafted Malik Muhammad, who's another long, lengthy corner. again, I just don't know how much I trust their pass rush.
Yep.
Their off-ball linebackers, like I said, I'm fine. Devin Bush is coming off a very, very good year in Cleveland where he had 124 total tackles, 3 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. TJ Edwards, we know, is a run-stopping, tackling machine when he's healthy. We know that from his time in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just that pass rush. Outside of Montez Sweat, who is putting pressure off the edge? I mean, Gervon Dexter can give you all he can from the defensive tackle spot, but I mean, where's your other pass rush consistency coming from? I don't see it.
They're really going to be hoping for Deo to finally be worth the money they paid for him if he stays on the field.
Yeah. Because they gave him a lot of money. And I mean a lot of money.
Yeah, he got paid well for 1 8-sack season.
Which was, I don't even think it was the
It
year
wasn't
that,
even, it wasn't even the last year before he was a free agent. That year, he only had 3 sacks. Played in all the games.
I'm sure he's one of those guys where the pass rush stats is what jumped out the teams. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll see those pass rush stats this year.
It's fine. I have no issue paying a guy off of stuff like that, but still, like, you have to have consistency on both sides of on both edges to get after the quarterback, and I really do not know if they do. I like this Bears team. I really do. I think they're a good team. Their pass rush does kind of concern me. That's my biggest issue with their defense right now.
They're going to be another team where they are going to have to win a lot of shootouts. They're not going to be able to sit back and expect their defense to hold leads for them.
Yeah. But now let's go over to the other side of the football with the Bears. You were talking about earlier. You know, you brought up a few minutes ago that you really like their offensive line. I do too.
Yeah.
When Ben Johnson came over there, the first thing you knew was that he was going to come in and he was going to do his best to fix what was a completely depleted offensive line. We remember Caleb Williams' rookie year, right?
Oh, yeah.
That man was literally getting sacked before the ball was in his hand half the time. Now, the one thing that does kind of suck for them is that, you know, Drew Dahlman retired after 1 year into his 3-year deal, and he was tremendous for them in his only year in Chicago. But they did get Garrett Bradbury from New England. I think Bradbury played pretty solid for the Pats last year. They also drafted Logan Jones in the second round out of Iowa. So I'm sure Ben Johnson's got big plans for him in the future.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they're pretty solid at the center position, even with Dahlman retiring. Joe Thuney is once again one of the best interior offensive linemen in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Chiefs. Mahomes coming off a torn ACL. I applaud you for trading what was one of the best guards in football because you wanted to save money. I didn't know I was in the mode of saving money. I'm in the mode of trying to win.
When you got to keep, restructuring Patrick's deal to make him the highest paid, you're gonna have to cut some corners somewhere. Oh, you want to have more than 2 seconds in the pocket? Nah, we'll pay you more money.
Don't get me started. And, Jonah Jackson, another guy, was with Ben Johnson in Detroit.
Yeah.
Went to the Rams, was playing okay there, but then goes back, reunites with Ben Johnson, has a really good year last year in Chicago. And the tackle spots, when Ozzie Trapillo became the starter at left tackle was when that O-line took off. Now, he, of course, suffered that knee injury in the playoffs, but he was activated off the PUP list last week, so he is back healthy in practice. Nice. Darnell Wright, coming off a really good season, just got a big payday a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in total agreement with you, brother. I love this offensive line. Like, I don't just like it. I love this Bears offensive line. I think they have the potential to be one of the better ones in the league.
Yeah, they will.
And not to mention, I will trust anybody with when it comes to Ben Johnson with the offensive line. We saw that in Detroit. And they're going to need him because we know that Bears run game. I mean, they could tear you apart in a game with just that run game alone. Swift and Monungai are literally like I said, they were never going to be Gibbs and Montgomery, but they could have been a little bit of a lesser version of them, and I think they showed it last year.
They did.
Swift's that quick hitter that gets you everything. He can get you one play and get you the big play. Monungai's the guy that just will grind out yards, run between the tackles. Hey, Rutgers' finest. I, I watched a lot of his tape at Rutgers, and I just was impressed with everything I saw. And I said, when they got him, easily a late-round steal.
Yep.
I don't know what teams were waiting for with Kyle Monungai, but the Bears absolutely stole him.
The reason he went so late is because of his height. Teams see 5'8" and they're like, "Oh, you can't play in the NFL. Get out of here."
Genty's 5'8".
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but Genty's built like a tank, so people don't care. Teams don't care.
Whatever. 5'8", 207 plays in the NFL for a running back. I don't care what people say.
Yeah. You saw him play last year? Yeah. He belongs in the NFL.
I mean, dude ran for 783 yards and 5 touchdowns as a backup.
Yep.
DeAndre Swift ran for 1,087 and 9 touchdowns. It's the best year he's had his whole career, and that was coming off when he was a Pro Bowler in his 1 year with the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And DeAndre Swift, another guy, 5'8", 204. They're literally the same build of running backs. They're literally the same build, except Monungai just looks way bigger than DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
By the way, DeAndre Swift is still only 27. I feel like he's been in the league for like 10 years.
Me too.
Well, I mean,
he got drafted really young out of Georgia.
Another Bulldog.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Spent the first 3 years in Detroit, spent his 4th year in Philly, and then, of course, signed that deal with the Bears a couple years ago, and he spent the last 2 years there.
Yep.
I think the question really that hinders on how good this Bears team will be is what kind of year 3 do we get out of Caleb Williams?
Yeah, because, I mean, when you look at it, he, in year 2, which everyone said was a better year 2, for the most part, yes, it was. He had less completed passes, so they weren't throwing the ball as much as his rookie year. His completion percentage went down 4% from his rookie year. I don't like a completion percentage that's under 60%.
And also taking into consideration his passing attempts went up by 6 in year 2.
Completions went down. And then the yards, okay, almost cracked 4,000. 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So he wasn't careless with the ball. And only sacked 24 times, which obviously the great Ben Johnson improvement immediately.
He went from 68 in his rookie year to 24.
Yeah. Imagine. And that's just 68 times he was sacked. Imagine how many times he was pressured. No wonder why he had a better year. But I still want to know how his completion percentage went down.
Well, that's the one thing with Caleb. I love him. I think he's a good quarterback.
He's got a reckless arm.
He's still a little erratic.
But it's not reckless in terms of he makes bad decisions and turns it over. It's just reckless as in he just misses the throw.
Yeah. He tends to have a couple overthrows. Evening, George.
What's up, George?
And Anthony just said, as long as Ben Johnson is there, Bears will be a playoff team. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think there was more of a shoo-in to be a great coach once he got a job more than Ben Johnson. Because as long as you can be a coach that the players respect in the locker room, he was going to be fine. Elite play caller. We saw that in Detroit. You saw what happened to Detroit last year without him. I'm sorry, Zolt. I'm not meaning it in not a disrespectful way at all, but Detroit's offense definitely took a hit without Ben Johnson with his creativity.
Yeah, they did.
But year 3 for quarterbacks is usually the breakthrough year. And now Caleb isn't off to a tear. I mean, look, Caleb's off to a pretty damn solid start. Almost cracked 4,000 yards last year. Yes, the completion percentage is down. Yes, but again, with that run game, I'm not too worried about it. As long as they can run the football effectively almost every week, they're going to be fine.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, I think a lot of that was early on. I thought he got better as the season progressed, and especially when he finally built a consistent connection with Holston Loveland. Because you know how you fix your completion percentage? You just throw the ball to your tight end as much as you can because they're usually the closest guy to you.
Yep.
And, no DJ Moore now, so there's going to be plenty of targets for those three young guys. And I keep going back to this. I think what they have now, those four can easily be a consistent group for like almost a decade with that team between Loveland, Burden, Adunze, and Caleb Williams. And you want to be cute and add the fifth and make it Ben Johnson? Let's do it. We can put those five together. I think those five are going to be together in Chicago for a long time. Because, like I said, they didn't get rid of DJ Moore because he wasn't productive. They got rid of DJ Moore because DJ Moore probably saw the writing on the wall. His target share was going down as the season went on.
Yep.
He was the veteran guy that they brought in that knew what he was doing out there for Caleb, but they needed to start building around the core that's going to be there for the long-term future. And in my opinion, they've already got it because even if DeAndre Swift is going in a year or two, they're still going to have him a young guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have a good, and they still have Cole Kmet. They have a good, young group of offensive weapons with an offensive line that has continued to improve from week one of last year to now. And like I said, getting Ozzie Trapillo back out there on the practice field now before the season starts is huge because that O-line really started kicking in when he started getting comfortable at left tackle. That knee injury against the Rams really broke my heart because I really thought he was playing well. And like I said, Joe Tooney, best guard in football. Don't argue it with anybody else. He's the best guard in football. Like I said, the Drew Dahlman retirement hurts, but I think Bradbury will do a fine job. I mean, look, we saw what Ben Johnson was able to do with Drew Dahlman last year. Not that Drew wasn't a good center in Atlanta, but Ben Johnson turned into had him as a Pro Bowler last year. Garrett Bradbury, who struggled a little bit in Minnesota before heading to New England last year, definitely played a lot better in New England. I think he'll be fine this year. And like I said, they took Logan Jones out of Iowa in round 2. So I'm sure Ben Johnson has a lot of freaking plans for Logan Jones in his future. And Darnell Wright, I think, is ascending as one of the better right tackles in football. So
he is.
I'm high on that offensive unit. It just comes down to Caleb, and does he continue to improve? And I mean, the one good thing about Caleb, which when you see young quarterbacks, and I'll let you give your thoughts on this. Let me just get this out real quick. He already proves that he doesn't turn the football over a lot. He's only thrown 13 interceptions through 2 years.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, he's always been conscious about not making poor decisions throwing the football. I know Bears fans, it annoyed them at first, but, that's kind of like early on in Jalen Hurts' career where he didn't force too many throws. He would have a lot of throwaways, but what would you rather have? Throw away, live to see another play, or have him turn it over? So obviously it's better to have those interception numbers lower. And like we said, over the course of last year, he got better every week. And I think coming into this year, he's going to be poised to have a big year for him. And this offense is going to win them a lot of games.
And not to say that I don't think their defense can, but you did see what happened last year in the playoffs against a team like the Rams. If you can't get consistent pressure on a quarterback, it's hard to win in this league. Now, I will say I still think their secondary can cover, without a doubt. I think the Kobe Bryant injury sucks because I really thought that was a big pickup for them. But I think hopefully Xavier Woods can just hold his own.
I think he can. I mean, the dude's taken the ball away at a phenomenal rate the last 5 years of his career. I mean, last year in Tennessee, he had 2 interceptions. Back in Carolina, 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions. He can take the ball away consistently. So I I think he'll be able to hold it down. Obviously, it's not going to be the same as if you had Kobe Bryant. You brought him in and paid him all that money for a reason.
I'm finding it very weird saying Kobe Bryant this many times on the show.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, fighting Philly, I agree, man. I mean, if I would have tried to have kept CJ GJ too, but they didn't envision Kobe Bryant getting hurt in training camp. But
Yeah.
once again, CJ's on his 15th team since 2022.
Yeah. I think he's on a journey to play for them all.
Man's like Robert Horry, good player, but he can't stay on a damn team consistently. But no, I mean, CJ GJ, he gave them some versatility in that secondary last year. That whole secondary last year was just playmakers. And, losing guys like Kevin Byard was huge because he had a really good year as that veteran safety. But I think Dylan Thieneman will be fine. I think Woods will hopefully hold it down. I mean, the hope maybe is that Kobe Bryant returns within the 4 months. I mean,
Yeah.
you kind of have to add August as the first month, so maybe he can get back in by December.
Yeah.
Maybe he can get back in by December, maybe before January, and that would be a big boost for a team that hopefully should be in a playoff position by then.
And again, a Dennis Allen-led defense, they're not going to be bad.
Sure.
They don't need to have all the flashy talent on the field to play well.
It's just the one thing that still concerns me is I'm getting after the quarterback. That's it. That's the only thing that concerns me. If they can consistently get after the quarterback, they'll be in good shape. That secondary is still good with Stevenson and Jalen Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Still have Kyler Gordon, I believe. I think he's hurt right now. What else is new? But I think Dylan Thieneman, I think, is a very good safety. I think he's a true upgrade over Jaquan Brisker, and that's nothing against Brisker, but I mean, he wasn't always the greatest safety. And hopefully Xavier Woods can just hold down the fort until Kobe Bryant's ready to return. But yeah, that offense is going to be the bread and butter of that team. I think Caleb could have a big year 3. Again, he doesn't turn the football over. Already closing in on having 4,000 passing yards last year. Then he threw for like 3,500 in his rookie year, and that was
huge. Yeah,
and that was with getting chased around and getting sacked 160 times.
Yep.
Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson will be tied at the hip their entire careers. When they signed, right before, it was literally like a week before, I made a YouTube video and I said, if the Bears want to maximize Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson has to be the guy. It could be nobody else. It had to be Ben Johnson. And I thought Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams in their first year, was it a clean fit right in the beginning? No, but it never is with quarterbacks and head coaches, especially a quarterback that head coach wasn't involved with the draft process. But I thought he came in with Ben last year, and I thought they both ended up just building off of something week by week. And of course, the big question also be with the Bears, how many of those of the cardiac Bears moments will we have this year? Can you rely on just coming back in the fourth quarter countless times? I don't think you can. I would hope I hope they're playing with some more leads this year because they have the team that can close out a game.
They do.
With that run game, I'm talking like 2022 to 2024 Eagles. Like, you get that ball in the fourth quarter, like 6 minutes left on the clock, you can run that clock out with those running backs because you keep them fresh. You can wear a defense down with it. So, I'm hoping the Bears play with a little more bit of a lead this year, but I still really like this team. I'm really high on it. All right, let's move on. Where do we want to go to next? Where do you want to take our travels to?
Let's see. Let's go over to Detroit. Why not?
Oh, Zolt's excited.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a team, again, they just need to stay healthy. As healthy as they can. This team has been... They will go down as one of the biggest what-ifs in NFL history strictly because they cannot keep guys healthy. That defense has been depleted by injuries for so long now. And once again, this is a team that I still really like. They still have a lot of talent. I mean, Jared Goff has had a very good career in Detroit. Again, I still think that will go down as one of the most even trades in NFL history. You know, Lions got a franchise quarterback, Rams got a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at what Goff did last year, I mean, like you said, you like that completion percentage. Goff completed 68% of his passes last year. Threw for
Goff,
4,564 yards. Had a passer rating of 105, 34 touchdowns, 8 picks. Like, he had a tremendous year in 2025.
yeah, Goff was extremely efficient last year. And that's usually the way he is. I mean, he's usually completing his passes at a high percentage. The passing yards are always there, touchdowns are always there. And he usually doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. And if he does, it usually comes in one really bad game.
It really does. But I mean, everything about Jared Goff since going to Detroit, he's gotten better year in and year out. A lot of people thought last year, what will he look like without Ben Johnson? And he still looks like the same quarterback to me.
He does, yeah. I mean, passing yards, they stayed exactly the same where they've always been. I agree with Soul. O-line took a big hit too, and yet he still only got sacked 38 times. That's on the higher end of his, career total on a year-by-year basis, but I've seen worse.
The biggest thing with Detroit's offensive line is the interior.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Zolt, correct me if I'm wrong. You're the Lions guy here. Unless, Andrew, if you're still watching, if you want to throw your opinions in this too. Penei Sewell is moving to the left side, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe Blake Miller is going to be their starter at right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the interior is looking like Tate Ratledge, Christian Mahogany, and it was supposed to be Cade Mays at center, but he's hurt. So, Zoe, fill me in on what their deal is at center at the current moment with
It's probably
Mays
going
out
to
with.
be Juice Scruggs
Sliding
in at center.
Oh, dear God.
What are your comments, concerns on Sir Juice Scruggs?
He was on the offensive line of the Houston Texans. That's what concerns me. Trust anybody from that Texans O-line group. Yeah, so I had a feeling because I remember when I did my draft stuff that Blake Miller basically was exclusively a right tackle, so I kind of figured that Sewell was moving to the left side.
Yeah.
And I think Blake Miller could be a good.
It'll work out. I think Blake Miller is going to be great at right tackle. I think he's going to be a day one improvement for them. And Penei Sewell is just he's a generational talent. He's going to play just as well at left tackle as he did at right.
Yeah, exactly. It's all just going to come down to the interior guys.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Tate Ratledge, he'll be fine. Mahogany,
he's a starter. He's a starting. He's a fringe starter.
Yeah. And then if you can get, Cade Mays healthy, then that'd be ideal. But I think the Lions will probably be looking in the center market come next year or through the draft.
Looking for the long-term center option.
Yeah. Because, good old reliable Ragnow retired on him.
Well, he tried to come back.
That is true. He did try.
He tore his hamstring.
Yeah.
He tried to come back for them. And, I mean, Graham Glasnow, he kind of was the Swiss Army knife of that O-line for a couple years. He's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor Decker is, I guess, retired. I don't know. There's been so many teams that I thought would have gave him a call, but, I mean, the guy, I think Taylor Decker's kind of
he's either waiting for
retired.
An opportunity or I don't know.
Speaking of which, did you see that Allen Robinson announced his retirement? I thought he was retired 2-3 years ago.
I did not see that announcement because, like you just said, I thought he was already retired. When was the last time the dude took an NFL field?
Good question. So Zoll chimed in and said Scruggs is holding at center until Mays is back. Also, you've got rookie McLaughlin, who took some center reps while Scruggs was hurt. Okay, so there's some other options there.
Well, Allen Robinson. I can't even find the last year he played.
What's it in Pittsburgh?
I feel like it was in Pittsburgh. Or did he go back to Oakland or the Raiders?
Back when did he play there?
He definitely was there.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't. No, he
Allen
was Jags,
Robinson.
Bears, Rams for a year, Steelers, Lions in 2024.
Apparently,
and he must have been like 6 on the depth chart.
I thought Allen Robinson was going out of the league for a couple of years before that. Anyway, back to reality for a second here on the how we got caught up with Allen Robinson. But that's the biggest key for the Lions and their success this year. They have to have their O-line be consistent, because we saw when it was going good for a couple of years how great they can be. And Zolt said May is going to be back as early as week 6, probably more around week 8. Early schedule is forgiving for the Lions, so we'll see how it goes. Zolt, what's your opinion on the interior guys outside of center with Mahogany and Tate Ratledge? I'm a Tate Ratledge guy. Like, he just feels like a Dan Campbell player to me.
Oh, yeah.
He's been pretty solid so far there. But what are your thoughts on your two guards? Like I said, I think Penei Sewell, like you said, generational talent. He'll be fine there at left tackle. Right tackle, Blake Miller. There were 2 knocks on Blake Miller and Monroe Freeling. They were basically the opposites. Freeling jumped off the boards with his traits, but he did have a lot of starting experience. Blake Miller had a lot of starting experience at Clemson, but his traits aren't that great. They almost canceled each other out. So Blake Miller's played a lot of football and at a high program at Clemson. So you get them on that right side, I think they'll be in good shape. But it'll all come down to the interior guys, because that Lions O-line last year was not the unit I'm used to seeing.
Not at all. Because they got spoiled for so many years of having so many Pro Bowl offensive linemen.
And Zolt brings up, he says that the guards should see improvement from last year. Mahogany is my question mark. Could be fine. Could need to sub out, move Scruggs over when Mays is back healthy. Yeah, that's also an option. I mean, Scruggs played a decent amount of games in Houston. But, of course, with the Lions, we know what their bread and butter is. It's supposed to be their offense with that very talented group of skills positions players. Of course, you have Jahmyr Gibbs, who is now the highest paid running back in football. You go over to the pass catchers, you still got all those guys. Hey, Zolt, that's not bad. That's not bad to have a backup nickname for a guy. But if you go to their pass catchers, you still have Sam Laporta, which now he has a hip injury. Coming off of last year where he had a back
off of last year with an injury. Starting off this year with an injury.
His status for week 1 is uncertain. I am very concerned about the long-term health of Sam Laporta. Back to a hip issue, that's not very good.
Yeah. I mean, I would say the only upside is that if he can get healthy from it, it's not like he's been hurt his whole career. First 2 NFL seasons were great. He was healthy. He was impactful. Last year, the back. This year, hopefully the hip doesn't affect him too much. Maybe it's better if they give him a little more time and don't rush him.
Well, as of right now, yes, week 1 is uncertain. Not fully out of the equation, but it is very uncertain heading at the moment.
I just wouldn't even play him.
No. Wait till he is closest thing to 100% as you can.
Yep.
I mean... Oof. So that's a harsh reality.
Man. Another tight end that can't stay healthy, TJ Hawkinson.
Until he got to Minnesota.
He's still not healthy in Minnesota.
That is true. And I mean, their tight end depth chart outside of him, I mean, you have Tyler Conklin, Brock Wright.
They don't got nothing. Call it what it
It's
is.
the
They don't got nothing.
Jackson Meeks. Like, yeah, this is not a very Zach Horton. I don't know. Thomas Gordon. I got nothing.
Who are
But
you
we know
even?
where we know where Detroit's pass games their strengths are, and that's between Jamison Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep. Don't forget to throw in Jameer Gibbs in there too.
That is true.
Had 616 receiving yards last year.
Zol said, I like the kid, but the Lions are good at finding spot replacements for tight ends that catch 10 targets all year, but 2 are game winners. He's not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me ask you something about Jameer Gibbs this year. And I'm not saying I am, like, a part of me is saying this, but I'm not fully saying that I'm very concerned. Does the not having David Montgomery concern you at all?
No.
Because of how well those two work together and it kept them fresh.
I say no so fastly because there were games where Montgomery was hurt, not playing, and Gibbs was the feature back, and he was still tearing teams apart.
That's fine, but now you're comparing it to a longevity of an entire season.
That is true. But I still think here's the thing with Gibbs, right? He's not just your typical, oh, he's just a running back. They could stack the box. Gibbs can beat you through the air or on the ground. So he fits right in there with the Bijan Robinson and the Christian McCaffrey. They'll beat you any way that they need to.
And I in no shape or form disagree with you, but here's the thing. You just said stack the box. How are you stacking the box?
Exactly.
To leave those two on the outside?
Exactly.
Forget it.
So, yes, they lost their 1-2 punch. I mean, they brought Pacheco in as their Montgomery
stop.
replacement.
I am not even trying trying to find a positive thing in that signing.
This is just their solely having Gibbs RB1, the main workhorse running back. And I don't think we're going to see them run him into the ground because he has that versatility to him. So it's not like he's going to be, carrying the ball like 20 times a game, 30 times a game. We're not going to see that. But you are going to see him out on the field just as a threat in the offense. And no, I do not think teams will be able to stop him.
I didn't say they were. It's the first year he's going to be that 3-down back consistently. And I agree with everything that he says here.
In the short passing game a lot more this year. I do.
Anthony's grading his Wawa snack wrap.
Honey snack wrap. Hold on, where's George?
I deleted it. Never mind. The biggest thing that the Lions need is Drew Petzing, their new offensive coordinator. We saw how much that offense, as good as the talent is, I would say Amon-Ra is a top 10, at worst, top 10 wide receiver in the game, right?
I'd say so, yeah.
You're not going to get much better at number 2 with Jamison Williams. It is hard to find two guys that can give you 1,100 together.
Yeah, and how consistently Jamison Williams will get you those big plays. I mean, the last 2 years, over 1,000 yards receiving, and he averaged 17 yards per catch. So he's established himself as one of the best deep ball threats in the league.
And remember all off season with the Lions, and I'm sure Zolt remembers this. We heard, Mike McDaniel. It's going to be Mike McDaniel. They chose Drew Petzing before McDaniel even got hired. Granted, I don't think McDaniel would like to have coached in Detroit where it's cold during the winter, but Zolt, I can't fairly assess Petzing as what he did in Arizona because, again, they have talent, but they don't have Detroit Lions talent. They don't have that talent.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of Arizona, he brought over his boy Greg Dortch with him.
Hey, and Dortch has a wide receiver like
I'd
4.
say, yeah, 4. Isaac Tesla, he's probably your 3.
It's Tesla. Get it right. There's 2
Tesla.
A's.
La.
It's not Tesla, sir. Even though we will call him that
He's
all
Tesla.
season. He's Tesla. Zolt also chimed in and said that Pacheco will see the field 10 times a game. He had a shot, but needed to show what he still can do, and lost most of the training camp to injury, which is basically what you should expect at this point with Pacheco,
Yeah.
because since that injury, it's been ugly.
Something very insane about Tesla. 16 catches last year, 6 touchdowns. He only caught 10 passes that didn't result in putting points on the board.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. He honestly, I think he's got a lot of talent. I mean, there's a reason they took him in the 3rd round in last year's draft for a reason. He can play. He just was at the mercy of playing behind Amon-Ra and Jameson Williams and Sam Laporta when he's healthy.
And I mean, you were talking about Jameson Williams and his yards per catch. Tesla almost averaged 15 yards a catch last season.
So you got 2 guys who are really efficient. You know, Amon-Ra is just your versatile, get him the ball whenever you need throughout the game receiver.
Only 117 catches last year. You know, that only 117 catches last year for Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
That's all.
So I wouldn't worry about that.
But again, we talk about guys that come in and they are familiar with the coach. We said it with Dontavian Wicks, with Sean Mannion. Dortch knows what Petsy wants to do, and that Zolt makes a good point. You have to show improvement.
But even with being familiar, I mean, I'm looking at Dortch's best season, 468 yards. Last year, his year was cut short. He only played 12 games, had 206 yards. But I mean, do I envision him being a 500-plus receiver as a wide receiver 3? No. Maybe with Jared Goff. Okay, I'll give you that. Maybe with Jared Goff.
Did you just forget everything we talked about over the past 8 minutes?
Yes.
Do you see the 2 guys that he'll be playing aside from?
Yes.
And if Sam Laporte is not there, those targets got to go to somebody.
And they're going to go to Malik Cunningham.
No. You're hilarious.
Or Cedric Wilson.
That is not Cedric Wilson who played for the Cowboys.
Cedric Wilson Jr. I have no idea if it is. Let me see.
It
is the same one. Mm-hmm.
Dude had 600 yards in his last year at the Cowboys. Hasn't gotten 600 yards since.
Yeah, and the rest of the 4 years combined, I don't think he's he might have got a little over 600.
But also, let's get into the other side of the football with Detroit now, because we still have 2 other teams to get through.
Well, they got Aiden Hutchinson, and good luck.
Well, now, whoa. They drafted Derek Moore out of Michigan. Show some respect.
Yes, that is true. Derek Moore, he's going to have a lot of promise in there. And trust me, anyone playing opposite of Aiden Hutchinson is going to have a very, very easy time. You still got Aleem McNeil. He is a premier tackle in there to stop the run. Got Tyleik Williams as well. Last year's first-round pick for Detroit.
Another guy, just a really good run stopper.
Yeah. Jack Campbell, very solid middle linebacker. They brought in Devin White as well. And then it looks like Brian Branch is hurt already, as well as Kirby Joseph. That's fun. At least they got Avonte Maddox.
Hey, Avonte made a nice tackle in their preseason game the other day. Show some love.
Wow, he finally tackled? It's amazing he can learn how to do that after all these years.
You are awful. They had Rock Yassin. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that
look, they got
secondary, interesting. Let's just say it's a good thing they have Aiden Hutchinson.
honestly, yeah, George. I may somewhat be in agreement. This defense isn't.
Yeah. I have a lot more confidence in the Bears defense than the Lions defense. And it's crazy to say that because they have Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay, just so you know, real quickly, Brian Branch does not currently have a new injury. He's just still on the
Okay.
pup list from last year.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. How about
And
Kirby Joseph?
I'm checking that as we speak. He is also on the. They are both on the pup list. He could be back early in the season. So is he not projected to be ready? Oh
Zoll
man,
says that Branch will be back before Joseph.
most
So,
likely, yeah.
yeah, when Brian
So
Branch is healthy, he's a premier safety in the league.
one of the
Tackling
league's
machine.
more versatile
Yeah,
DBs.
can take the ball away. Very versatile. Kirby Joseph, another one. Take the ball away. Good in coverage. So they definitely need to get those guys back.
The
But
defense, the whole Terrion Arnold situation really screwed this thing up.
oh yeah, it definitely did.
But real quickly, Zoll said D line will be improved. You have true DN rotation now. Linebackers are good. Secondary is an issue again, and still yes, because
Yeah.
even with even with losing Alex Anzalone in free agency, and honestly, I will say that he was just the guy on the field that I would say that he
Tackling
was the
machine.
heart and soul, just the way he played with that
Yeah.
fiery energy
Oh
that he
yeah.
had.
No, he played with
But
that spirit of a leader.
and look at the linebacker spot, Jack Campbell still 166 total tackles last year. They're good.
Mhm. Yeah. So I mean,
Derek,
they'll be fine because you're pairing Jack Campbell with Devin White now. Yes, I think Jack Campbell and Anzalone were the better duo.
I don't think Derek White's even like
You don't
he's
think
probably
so?
like he.
Or
I
not Derek
mean,
White, Devin White.
Devin White had a good year last year for the Raiders. And you got guys in Barnes and Malcolm Rodriguez who are going to be rotating in that as well. I mean, Rodriguez was pretty damn solid when he was healthy too. Barnes had 70 plus tackles last year. And Rodriguez only played 7 games, but when he's healthy, could give them a decent rotation.
Yeah.
Let's continue to roll this out real quick. This is Zolt saying earlier
Mm.
about Branch will be back first. Yeah, that
Yeah,
Kirby Joseph.
it's gonna come down to how well that front seven plays because that's where most of the talent is.
Yeah,
Aside from when Branch and Kirby Joseph come back,
yeah, but still the outside. I mean, they
the
got Reed from the
outside
Jets, and he wasn't great last year.
teams are going to pick on their corners. That's just the way it's going to be. Realistically, Lions defense saving grace is going to be you don't allow any deep balls. If the teams try you deep, you get takeaways, and you hopefully get after the quarterback before your corners really get exposed for how mediocre they are.
You can make up for your corners as long as Hutchinson and McNeil and Tyleek Williams and Moore doing their jobs.
Yeah.
And hopefully, when you get your safeties back, you can take the football away with those two.
Yep.
Yeah, Zold, I agree. And again, if they get the ball out quick on those corners, it could be an issue. Zolt, you're not wrong. Terry Onana was
Hey,
decent.
I'm going to say something you might not like, Sam. You know who's probably going to have a really good year this year and is going to get paid big bucks by a team in free agency? Reek Woolen. I can see the Lions going after him. I think the Lions need to address this in free agency next year. I don't know if they'll be able to do it through the draft, but if they do it through draft and free agency, we could be talking about a whole different defense. But this is definitely one of the more needy corner teams. Reek Woolen is going to get paid next year. And it's not going to be with the Eagles, unfortunately.
Can I watch him play a game in an Eagles uniform before you already start talking about this crap?
Does practice count? You got to watch him in an Eagles uniform at practice, and he was balling out. Sorry, Sam.
This has been a great episode, guys. Thank you all for tuning in.
You'll get to watch 17 games up with him. All right. Well, actually, more than that. You'll get to see some playoff games too.
All right, let's continue our division preview here. Let's move over to another team. Let's go to the Vikings.
I got you, Zol. Unbiased. That's what I'm here for.
No, I'm unbiased too. I just need you to let me watch the guy play a game in an Eagles uniform before you start
Fair
talking
enough.
off season in 2027.
Fair enough.
Let's talk about the Vikings.
Oh man, you just want to go straight to the disappointment, huh?
This team's success this year comes down to one thing and one thing only. It's Kyler
Murray having
upgrade.
A decent year. We don't need a spectacular year from Kyler Murray. This team could probably win 10 games with an average year from Kyler Murray. Because they somehow won 9 games last year with everything that happened, with J.J. McCarthy not knowing how to move the football, Carson Wentz coming in as a starter and getting hurt. And I don't even know if there's anything else I missed from that quarterback debacle.
Yeah, you ride with 11.
But oh my
Does anybody remember the Carson Wentz wrestling promo I did on last year's episode?
We don't need a reminder.
When I cut the camera? No, that was the greatest thing ever. I got better mic skills than CM Punk. Come on.
Sam over here cutting promos.
Hey, man.
Stick to your sports talk.
Don't quit your day job.
But yeah, Vikings. I was always one who was higher on the move of Kyler Murray to the Vikings. Kyler Murray, he needed a fresh start. Everything from just being drafted by the Cardinals, that organization, change of coaches, him getting injured for, 3 years in a row. Felt like we never saw him on the field. And then he comes back, has a healthy year, and then he gets hurt.
I'm not over the comment pinned on the screen. That's why I'm not saying anything.
Oh, man. Huh. Well, yeah, I guess we're going to have to see.
Am I the only...
hey, hold on. We got to think about this, right? We know he loves his Call of Duty. I'm sure he probably loves his Grand Theft Auto, too.
Unpopular opinion, the new Modern Warfare series stinks.
Oh, yeah. It's never been the same.
The OGs are the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's up, Clint?
What's up, Clint?
Clint, I know I texted you the other day, but happy belated birthday. Hope it was a good one, brother.
Oh, happy birthday. But yeah,
90s babies got to stick together.
Kyler Murray's going to be surrounded by probably the best skills group he's ever seen in his career, by far. Justin Jefferson, one of the top receivers in the league. Jordan Addison in that group of your premier wide receiver twos. TJ Hawkinson when he's healthy. They got Jawan Jennings. Hopefully they don't get any of the idiocity from Jawan Jennings. Kyler of Duty. Oh my.
Kyler of Duty.
Jeez.
Zolt said the campaign's actually good. Zolt, I don't like the remake of the storyline between the Task Force 141. I like the OG one better.
Let's go back to 2024. Kyler Murray, almost 69% completion percentage, 3,800 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions on the higher side. It was one of the better years of his career, especially coming off that, 3-year period where he was just couldn't stay healthy. If they could just get a year like that out of him, the fact that they still got Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason in the backfield, the receiving group that they have, I wouldn't be surprised if this Vikings offense could look pretty well oiled compared to, they're not going to be as good as the Bears offense. I don't think they will. Definitely not as consistent as the Lions offense, but I think they could be up there.
I will be the first to come out and say I'm not a huge fan of their running back group.
For what they do, I think they're fine. They're not world beaters. They're not carrying any games.
I'm just concerned if Aaron Jones gets hurt. That's what concerns me. But I mean, look, when it comes to passing the football, Jefferson, Addison, Jawan Jennings, and TJ Hawkinson. You don't, if Hawkinson's healthy, of course. I mean, Hawkinson played 15 games this year, just didn't really have a good year.
Mm-hmm.
If
And
you
don't forget about if they can get Ty Felton into the rotation. He was a third-round pick last year. I mean, he's had 3 catches for 66 yards in the preseason. So now that Jalen Naylor is gone, that opens up some more passing opportunities.
but they have Jawan Jennings.
That is true. They did bring in Jawan.
He had a big, good run in San Fran, man. 643 yards last year, 9 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But Clint said, look at his numbers after the Call of Duty came out. Why do we? What's up, Noah?
What's up, Noah? I disagree with that. Last year they didn't have a quarterback. There's a difference. They don't have a franchise quarterback. I'm not saying Kyler Murray's going to come in and answer the call and save the day for them. But he's going to be good enough for them to win games and compete in that division. Just, again, they won 9 games somehow last year.
And Noah, you have to ask yourself, can Kyler possibly be worse than J.J. McCarthy?
The immediate answer is no. He can't.
I agree.
I don't think there's any quarterback in the NFL that can, out of the 32 teams, that is worse starting quarterback than J.J. McCarthy. Hands down. That even means Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders, whatever one you wanted to say was that in that starting category. You know what? Screw it. Throw them both in there. They're both bad.
Oh, well, hold on. Monken made that official today, and I'm not over that.
No, me neither. No. Equally terrible? No. What are we basing this off of? The fact that he played 5 games last year?
But hold on. And Noah, here's the other thing you have to take into consideration. Not only does this guy now have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Jawan Jennings, Kevin O'Connell is now his head coach. Have we seen Kevin O'Connell over the past few years when he has just had a capable quarterback, Sam Darnold? I still give him a lot of credit. I know he was only sitting on the bench for those few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones learned something, because look what he did with the Colts last year before he got injured.
Yeah. You know what?
I got to put a lot of stock into that.
When in doubt, throw Wentz back out there. Before he got hurt, he was moving the football.
I don't think Wentz is even an upgrade over Kyler.
Oh, man. No, he's not. Because Kyler's still young. Kyler has... Yeah,
whatever talent Wentz has been going for 5-6 years now.
Yeah. Kyler's only issue now at this point is the health.
And the Call of Duty release.
Yeah, and the Call of Duty releases. Okay.
But here, let me catch up on these comments because there's a lot flying in right now. Zolt said Aaron Jones gets hurt. I don't even think he's your number one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At this age, that's a concern. Clint said Minnesota's defense is the wild card. If those corners can improve, they can make some noise. Clint, I will trust any defense led by Brian Flores, one of the most elite defensive coordinators in the game. And so I do agree that the fall off is real. Mason could be the one close to a 50. I think, Zolt, that's what you're going to have to do with their running backs. Jones is too old now to be a 1. George, I will agree. I will completely agree with you on that one. Trust me. Clint said Kyler Murray can push the ball down the field, unlike JJ. Yeah, Kyler always had the talent. I said this a few months ago. He's not a cannon of an arm. Like I said, he may only be 4'10" on a good day, but he's still freaking great. Don't say it again. We're not remaking that scene.
Oh my.
Okay, let me tell the story real quick while we're here. If anybody remembers, a few months ago we were talking about Kyler Murray, and I said on a good day he was 4'11". Tyler brought up his actual height and said he's taller than Diego Pavia. I then said he's also younger than Diego Pavia, and my co-host almost did a spit take live on the show.
Yeah, go figure.
That was great. That was one of the greatest.
Diego Pavia is a better quarterback than JJ McCarthy.
I don't know. He's got 20 years of experience on him. So you could put Jefferson at quarterback, and he.
Sam, Diego Pavia can go back to college, apparently, with the new rules.
Oh, stop. I've already thought about that. I know it's coming. After what we've seen over the past week.
Well, I just saw there's some 40-year-old who's playing for one school.
I'll get to that at the end of the show. I'm going to give that segment like 5 minutes if I'm lucky. Zolt said you should just put Jefferson at quarterback and he wouldn't be worse than McCarthy. Yeah, he'll just throw it up and catch himself. Hold on. Noah, the guy that can't throw a football is JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
I know we like to make the jokes about Kyler's height, but he can get the ball down the field. He does have a good arm. He's a former baseball player. Like, he was only drafted to play baseball, too.
And he can move out the pocket, too. I felt like McCarthy just, looked like a bag of potatoes on the field.
George, he is the three. He's not getting over Addison and Jefferson, who've been there forever.
Mm-hmm.
And that diva may look real nice still in that Niner color now that Pearsall's out for the season, it looks like.
Yeah.
Because every time the Niners had a wide receiver injury, Jennings is the one guy that stayed healthy and stepped up.
What? It's still not too late to no, never mind, it's too late.
Look at Clint's reply to that. He'll play more games than Evans.
Oh man. Jeez.
You guys are unbelievable tonight.
Man, all right. I get it. We're not huge on the Vikings quarterback room, but I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it's the worst quarterback room in football. Mainly because Kyler Murray's just holding it up.
And George, between Debo and Jennings, guess who the better wide receiver is? Hey, you know what I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Debo and Pearsall are also not the same players. But I get where we're somewhat going with this. All we're trying to make the point here is that Kyler Murray cannot possibly win this team less games if he's healthy than J.J. McCarthy and Carson Wentz combined for last year. They won 9 games with those two last year. You're telling me they are worse with Kyler Murray if he's healthy?
No.
With Kevin O'Connell is literally a consistent starting quarterback away from the Vikings being probably one of the better teams in the NFC.
Yeah.
Another thing, though, with the Vikings, their offensive line, another group, has to stay healthy. Christian Darrisaw. No one is saying that those guys are not. I'm not saying that Kyler's better than the other quarterbacks in the division. All he has to do is be better than the guy that was on their on the Vikings last year, and that's all he has to do.
Yeah, I agree. He's not better than any of those three, but he's still going to help them win games because of the talent on that offense in general. They just needed a quarterback to actually get the ball down the field.
Anyway, back to the Vikings O-line. That's another big issue they had last year. Christian Darrisaw, he's got to stay healthy because him and O'Neal together, that could be one of the better tackle duos in the league. The interior guys, Will Fries is still a very good player. He was a little banged up last year. Of course, Kelly, their center, he retired. I'm still very high on Donovan Jackson. He is the second-year player coming out of Ohio State. I thought that Ohio State O-line 2 years ago with him and Simmons was so elite. And I think if he's healthy, they're in good shape with those four. Center, I'm not sure
yeah. Blake
I'm not
Brandel.
sure what their plan is. They got Michael Juergens on the roster. They drafted him a couple of years ago in the 6th round. They drafted Gavin Gerhardt out of Cincinnati in the 7th round this past year. So there could be some.
The Vikings just don't know how to invest a high draft pick in a center, do they? And I'm not talking 1st or 2nd round, at least a 4th rounder. Jeez. They're all like 6th, 7th round.
Blake Brandel, who's been on the team since 2020, they drafted him out of Oregon State in the round 6. Jesus.
Gosh. So they're like, okay, we're going to have 4 really good guys around our 7th round center.
Pretty much. Well, hey, in defense, Kelly retiring hurt them. That really hurts them. But now, let's go to the Brian Flores side of the football. Let's go to that defense. Defensive line. Drafted Caleb Banks. Injuries kind of dropped his draft stock a little bit. Jalen Redmond, coming off a really solid season, 6 sacks at that defensive tackle spot. Mm-hmm. I still think they're going to get after the quarterback. You know, they still have some solid off-ball linebackers. If you look at their edge rushers, you're looking at Andrew Van Ginkel, who had 7 sacks last year. Of course, he had 11.5 his first year with Brian Flores in Minnesota. Dallas Turner had a really good year, too. He went from 3 sacks to starting 10 games last year, had 8 sacks. Hopefully, year 3 out of him gets more consistent. Still got guys like Ivan Pace, who's kind of a rotational piece at the off-ball linebacker position, but they still got Blake Cashman, who, when healthy, can be a tackling machine. Had 144 last year, which was a career high. And then you go into that secondary, like they said. I think Clint brought it up that their corners can be a little bit of a question mark, but
Charles Demings.
They got Byron Murphy, who's actually played very well in his 3 years in Minnesota.
But man, oh man, Noah, you're insane.
No, I'm sorry. Are we talking about my team that's won 10-plus games every year for the past, 5 years? That's been to 2 Super Bowls and 2 NFC Championship games, one and all, and basically won both of those. I highly doubt that that's even close to being accurate. Back to the Vikings, why we're on this topic. Oh boy. Look who just happened to stop
perfect
by.
Timing.
What's up, Matt? Oh my God! Real quickly, also Noah predicted that his prediction of Bears will be 1. He's still debating on number 2 between the Lions and the Packers. Vikings last. It's very possible.
Well, considering that 3 of those teams won 9 games last year, I could see that being a very real possibility.
Could be. It very well could be. But once again, back to. I just realized the Vikings. Was it Clint who brought their corners up a few minutes ago?
Was it Clint?
Somebody brought their corners up, or it may have been George. But either way, their 3 corners are Byron Murphy and Isaiah Rodgers. That is not terrible.
Yeah, it was Clint, by the way.
Okay, I thought it was, but yeah.
Yeah, now Byron Murphy, he's always solid. Still don't know how I feel about Demings and Pierre, though.
No, but Murphy's solid. Hey, Isaiah Rodgers is solid. I'm still disappointed he's not an Eagle, but
Yeah.
Again, any unit that's coached by Brian Flores, I'm high on. This is going to get very ugly in the chat.
You're triggering
PG guys. This is going to get very ugly in the chat. Guys, that preview shows in 2 weeks. Hold on.
Too soon.
But I think that we're both in a mutual agreement. The biggest key to the Vikings is Kyler. If he fails, they're going to fail.
Because once again, The Vikings won just as many games as the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers last year, with Carson Wentz and J.J. McCarthy. If they can do it with that, then surely they can win 10 games with Kyler Murray. I'm not going crazy, not asking for a lot, but 10 games, got to be possible. We'll have to wait till we go through their schedule and see.
Yeah. Now, Noah, that's another big question with Kyler. If you look at the way that, he is healthy right now, how much does
Honestly, he'll run when he needs to. He's not going to put up like Lamar Jackson numbers or even Josh Allen numbers. I'm going to say maybe he gets close to 500.
I would put him anywhere in that 300 to 500 range, but I'm more in that 300 to 400 range. It depends on how much McConnell, because McConnell's never really coached mobile quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he really likes his pocket passes, which Kyler can still be good at. He's got a good arm. Like I said, I take a lot of stock into this with Kevin O'Connell. I think Kyler will use his legs when he has to, but I don't think they're going to make that the main part of his game.
And I trust this offensive line to keep a clean enough pocket for him to be a pocket passer, mainly, and deliver the ball downfield.
But last, but certainly not least, the Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Cheeseheads.
This is a team that is pretty interesting, I'd say. There's definitely Jordan Love entering another, what's this now, his fourth full year as a starter, coming off, honestly, in my opinion, I think he's coming off one of his better years. I know he had more yards 2 years ago, but last year, only 6 interceptions, 23 touchdowns. Best year passer rating-wise.
Yep.
Yes, I know he had a 112 passer rating when he played 4 games in 2022-23. I'm not counting that. But posted career highs in completion percentage. Once again, as a starter, I'm not comparing it to the 4 games he played that year. I know that was higher, but 66.3. Passer rating was good. Yards per game was pretty solid. Jordan Love's coming off another strong year. Josh Jacobs, of course, down year compared to year 1 in Green Bay. Only had 929 yards last year. Still 13 touchdowns. Now, will he be on the football field this year? Will be the question mark. But
another guy gets banged up throughout the course of the season. Will that happen again? And if it does, who's going to be the next man up? I don't really see one that stands out to me.
I mean, they drafted Marshawn Lloyd in the 3rd round at USC a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but I don't know where that really moves the needle much.
I'm still high on Damian Martinez. He was a 7th-round pick of the Seahawks in 2025 out of Miami. I thought he was solid during his time in college. Now, doesn't mean crap now in the NFL, but I still like him a little bit.
See him on their depth chart.
Excuse me. Well, their key backup running back was Emmanuel Wilson, but he went to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And Noah said, I have been bothering Sam about the Packers should sign him, Ayuk, and use him as a replacement for Dobbs. Here's the thing. Noah, here's the thing. I don't hate that thought. But the thing is with them is they want to get touches to Matthew Golden, who they just drafted in the 1st round last year.
Yeah.
There's a reason Dontavian Wicks and Romeo Dobbs are gone. They want to find touches for Matthew Golden. They still have him. They still have Jaden Reed. They still have Christian Watson. And Tyler and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I think they want to focus the strength of their passing offense with Tucker Kraft as the feature. I really think that's where they're going. I think they have recognized that the best pass catcher on their team is Tucker Kraft.
Yeah. And honestly, with them kind of shrinking down the receiver room a little bit, I think it's better for them because you can get the ball out more to Watson, your big playmaker, to Jaden Reed, your more reliable pass catcher that's not named Tucker Kraft. And like you said, get Matthew Golden involved in the offense more. They took him in the first round. They got high hopes for this kid. And hopefully he still does develop into a premier receiver in the league.
And let me just get to both these comments real quick. Zolt said, breaking news, Lions tomorrow will be unveiling their rivalry jerseys to be used against Minnesota both games this year. Rumors it will have a carbon fiber as its inspiration. And then he follows it up by saying, and that is 10 times as interesting as talking about the Packers.
So what? The jersey is going to be black?
Matt, to me is like, the ceiling for all four of these teams could be really high, but the floor could be just around that 8-9 win mark because they're all like.
Ceiling could be like 12, 13 wins for some of them, but it can also be as low as 9.
Noah, let me answer that question. No. Never.
I don't think Ayuk's ever going to grow up. I think he's always going to be a head case no matter where he goes.
I can make the case Ayuk's played his last game in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't think teams are going to take too kindly and want to take a risk on bringing him into their organization. He hasn't done himself many favors.
But anyway.
But yeah, I mean, to quickly touch on the offensive line for them, I mean, it has seen a little bit of a shakeup. You're looking at probably Jordan Morgan at left tackle, Aaron Banks at left guard, Sean Ryan at center, I guess Jacob Monk at right guard, and then at right tackle, who? Zach?
It's Zach Tom. He changed his name.
Oh, it is Zach Tom. Okay. I had no idea he changed his name. I was like, who the hell is this guy?
It's Zach Tom.
They drafted him. Okay. All right. That makes more sense now. Zach Tom. So, yeah, a very respectable right tackle in the league. And the numbers have shown it. They've kept Jordan Love upright in that pocket very well over the last 2 years. Last year, he was sacked 21 times. The year before that, 14. So, they always play well together.
Noah, we're going to dive through the entire division predictions in about 5 minutes. After we get done with the Packers, we're going to run through all the schedules and we're going to give our predictions for these teams. My big one for that O-line's got to be Aaron Banks. They gave him a lot of money when he's from the 49ers. He needs to be big time for them. They gave him a ton of cash. So, again, yeah, it's just the whole thing. Green Bay's O-line's been pretty damn solid. Defensively, I'm a little concerned. Because I really am concerned with this team getting after the quarterback without Micah Parsons.
Yes. Do we know when Micah's expected to be back?
Mid-October.
Mid-October. Yikes.
The realistic idea would be week 6 against the Cowboys, ironically.
Wow. That's funny. So,
just real quickly before we go, Zolt said Love needs to show up this season. No more failing when they need him the most. Needs to win games with his arm. I agree, Zolt. You're paying that guy a lot of money. He has to be the reason you win. And Matt, I don't disagree that Ayuk is turning into AB. Oh yeah, Matt. He hasn't gotten to that point, but I think that's the Niners trying to make sure he doesn't get to that point.
Yeah.
Zolt, that's why I said early on, Josh Jacobs. Let's see how many games he plays this year.
Yep. So let's look at who's generating pressure on that defense. Lucas Van Ness, I feel like should just be waived from the team at this point.
Oh,
I mean, all right. Let's put it into these terms, right? A few years ago, he's a first-round pick, number 13. Rookie year, 4 sacks. Okay, that's solid. Second year, 3 sacks. That's a bit like, all right, you're expecting an improvement, but you don't get it. And then last year, in only 9 games, he had his season cut short, 1.5 sacks. He has not panned out to what they expected when they drafted him in the first round. And another guy, Devontae Wyatt. They're really hoping until Micah comes back that they can finally get some performance out of these first round picks that they've spent on these pass rushers. So Devontae Wyatt, while he's been consistent in the regards of getting about 4 to 5 sacks almost every year besides his rookie year. But I'm sure they expect to get more out of him. But I mean, as a defensive tackle as well, that's kind of around the production you expect.
He's got paid this all season too, but now he's also coming off that ankle injury that ended his season after 10 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But they did try to address their pass rush from the interior. I mean, they did sign Javon Hargrave. And
They did. And Hargrave, I think he'll come in and be a solid boost for them because hey, if you don't got Mike Parsons on the field, you got to just start stacking a lot of bodies that can try to get after the quarterback at that point.
And just to catch up on some comments here, Noah said, will Watson stay healthy is the question. Oh, that's a huge question. That's
Probably
always
not.
a big question. We also have a YouTube comment from our friends over at the 7th Inning Sip saying the Packers will be the surprise of the year and win the division with 13 wins. Hashtag bold prediction. Gotta love it. For anybody who doesn't know our friends at the 7th Inning Sip, they are the official baseball podcast for the Lake Erie Crushers out in Ohio. Adam and Chipper do a very good job. They're literally at like every home game. And, they are on Mondays as well. So I believe it's 7 to 8. Please correct me if I'm wrong about that. But if you guys like some old independent baseball conversation, go check out our friends at the 7th Inning Sip. Very good job what they do. Yes, Adam, you too. Adam knows I love him. Just he won't let me live the Jameis Winston thing down. And Matt says Packers defense is why I have them at 9 wins this season because they have no one to generate pressure. Yeah, Matt, I can give Van Ness a little bit last year because he was playing behind Micah and Rashawn Gary. But dude, when Micah went down last year, they could not get a sack to save their lives. Gary didn't have a sack from October on.
Yeah, I will say your boy, Dennis Sutton, is going to get a chance to show himself early.
You think he will?
4th round pick. I think he can play a little better than that 4th round pick that they spent on him. And he's going to get a chance to because, I mean, trusting Lucas Van Ness to get after the quarterback, good luck.
And I'll tell you one thing, this secondary, oh my God, it's literally Xavier McKinney and what else?
Nothing good.
Yeah, I'm not. This Packers defense concerns me a lot.
Then again, I feel like that's been the Packers defense almost always. When it would name me an elite Packers defense.
Since when?
That is nothing recently comes into memory, huh?
Not that I can think of. But yeah, this is going to be tough. This is like I said, this division has the most upside and also probably the most down. Like their ceilings could be high, but the floors could be just as. Again, it's all like it could be anywhere from 11 plus wins to like 7 because number one, I don't think any of them are light years better than the other, so they're all going to beat up on each other. But it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm ready to get into the predictions. I just want to say real quick, I think I'm picking the Vikings to have more wins. I think it's going to pan out that way.
Yeah, I'm really not high on the Packers right now. I thought I was heading into this episode. I'm not now. Speaking, Tyler, where would you like to start off these predictions?
Well, let's start off with the green. Let's see. Do we want to start off with the Green Bay Packers, or do we want to start off with the Bears?
Well, Noah wanted a Bears prediction in the chat, so I think we
No.
should listen to the people.
Let's go with the Bears. Let's kick it off.
Let's go. Oh, we're getting comment. The YouTube
Oh,
is all over the place.
is that it looks like a Bears fan, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's Akatem.
All right. We starting with the Bears. Let's go. Let's get everyone's predictions in the chat.
And Akatem, do us a favor. If you liked our predictions for the Bears, hit that subscribe button on the YouTube. Oh yeah, look, the people want the Bears first. And real quick, the seventh inning sip went on, said end of the season. They're going Packers, Lions, Bears, Vikings. I can't see the Bears finishing third.
All right, you guys want the Bears? 9 wins.
Relax.
All right.
Okay. So you'll keep track of the
I will
wins.
be tracking
We'll
the
go from there.
wins. Yep. We'll go from there.
All right. Week 1, they are at Carolina.
Win.
Okay, they're starting off 1-0. Week 2, all right, so here's where it's going to get kind of interesting. Week 2, they're home. AC Adam. Okay, that's okay. Now I got your name down. And AC Adam did subscribe. Thank you, AC. We appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you. We definitely
Props to
appreciate
Sam
you guys.
for trying to pronounce a name that wasn't existing.
I'm not good with YouTube
Round of
when they don't have
applause for you,
space.
say.
I'm not good with YouTube, all right? Leave me alone. I'm still learning. But look, he corrected me. I got the name right, and he subscribed. So once again, AC Adam, thank you. We appreciate it. And Tyler, you're an issue.
Always.
I do. Again, I know we're about to do the schedule, and I don't want to go away. I just want to point out something real quickly to get you guys. Over this past, month plus with these division preview shows, this is the most we have built our subscribers off of our shows alone. Freaking thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, who's been chiming on the shows over the past month plus, getting ready for football season with us. We love all you guys. We appreciate all of you.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, okay. And AC Adam, just so you know, Lions fan. All right, Noah's got him at 2. All right, Noah's going 2-0 to start.
All right,
They're
let's
week
go.
2. Week 2. They're again for home against Minnesota.
I got them splitting with Minnesota, so win there.
Week 3, Monday Night Football, home against the Eagles.
Loss. Eagles aren't going out to Soldier Field and losing 2 years in a row.
When we didn't go out there last year.
That was the year before that?
No, they were here last year.
Oh, they okay. Gotcha.
That was the Black Friday game where they ran all over.
Yes. For some reason, I thought that was in Chicago.
No, but guess what? There will be Jalen Carter on the football field this time. I will go Eagles here because I think look, we gave them the first 2.
We did.
We are Eagles fans, but I still think. So they're all right. They're 2-1. Week 4, home against the Jets.
3 wins.
3. All right. Week 5 at the Packers.
4 wins.
Week 6 at Atlanta.
Dude, we had Atlanta losing a lot of games, did we not? And I'm sure this was one of them. So, all right, 5 wins.
Okay, now here's where it's going to get a little interesting. AC Adam, I love you, but I'm gonna say we owe you guys something for last year. AC, if you guys beat us, because here's the thing that sucks. That game is on Monday Night Football, so we're going to be doing a little bit of a live reaction during our show. I will come right back on the next week and give you the love. You know that. Look at the name on the top of our screens. We keep it real here. We be Birds fans, but we keep it real here. Okay, so where are we at? Through
5 wins.
The 5 wins. Week 7, they're home against the Patriots. We got a lot of primetime games this year.
I'm going loss to the Patriots.
See, I was going to go win here because I think they're going to lose the following week at
I
Seattle.
think they lose them both.
Oh. All right, so you're still at 5 wins through the Seahawks game?
Because they're going to win a lot toward the end of the season here.
All right, so through how many wins? So they're 5-3.
Yes. Up until which game are you looking at? Did we get to Seattle? Because I lost for Seattle too. So yeah.
So that's 5-3.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Week 9, home against Tampa. Come on. Week 10, bye. Okay, week 11, home against the Saints.
Home against the Saints. I think they can defend home field against the Saints.
I agree. So what are we at? 6?
7.
Week 12 at Detroit.
Week 12 at Detroit. I have them splitting with Detroit too.
So would this be would they lose on the road?
They would lose on the road.
Okay. Week 13 versus Jacksonville.
That's up to 8.
Week 14 at Miami.
Win. Up to 9. Told you they were going to string off some wins.
Week 15 at Buffalo. That's probably a loss.
Yeah. 8-20 game.
Why do I have like a 48-41 shootout?
Oh, yeah.
Between Caleb and Josh Allen? Oh, my God. And that is a Saturday night game in December. Oh, that's going to be locked in.
So we're sitting at 9 wins right now.
Week 16, home against the Packers.
I give them a win.
Week 17, home against the Lions.
The win there, yeah, home against the Lions. So that's 11.
And then they end the season at Minnesota.
I'll be honest, if they're winning 11 games, they might not even play their starters against Minnesota.
So you want to say loss there, and that's 11-6? Because
I'd say 11-6. If they do play starters because they need to win the division, I think they win that game.
So we have the Bears at 11-6. Okay, now you got to try to remember this real quickly because we have to remember the splits. Chat, we tend to forget splits sometimes with the division opponent. So if we mess something up in the next 3, remind us.
Mm-hmm. I think we had them splitting every team except for the Vikings. I think we gave them the 2. Oh, wait, no, we gave them a loss because they're probably going to be resting their players. Yeah, okay.
All right, let me just real quickly here. Matt said he has the Bears going 10-7, finishing 3rd. AC Adams said that he'll be around for that Monday night game. Oh, I bet you will. 7th inning Sif said the Bears have the hardest schedule according to ESPN. I somewhat agree, maybe.
I mean, let's see. Eagles, Patriots, Seahawks.
Bill. That's
the Bills. Nah. They don't play the Chiefs. They don't play the Rams.
The Chiefs are not. What Chiefs team do you think they are? We have the Chiefs finishing 3rd in their division.
I'm talking the Chiefs after, November.
Oh, AC said DJ's going to have a revenge game.
Ooh, he might.
Noah said he was up at 10. He has them going. Noah's going 12-5. He thinks they can upset Seattle. Noah, if I had to flip a game, there's 2 I'm looking at.
I'm flipping home versus Patriots.
Or home against Philly because of 2 reasons. Number 1, what happened last year. Still got to take that into account. Number 2, Eagles early in season is the most competent.
Oh, man. AC.
Hey, man, we cool. I'm cool with that.
We're probably going to have the Eagles at 14 wins or something, too. So, we accept.
Hey, look, here's the good thing about 609. Everybody's opinion is different, and I respect it.
Sam, you don't get an opinion because I'm saying we go on to Green Bay.
I was going to say Green Bay, but okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's your opinion.
I'm sticking to it. All right, week 1 at Minnesota.
At Minnesota, I think they lose to start the year, especially with a non-existent pass rush, a non-existent defense in general.
Oh no,
Yeah,
we can say no.
We're going 1-0 to, or no, 0-1 start off.
Week 2 at the Jets.
They'll get their win there.
Week 3, home against the Falcons. That's a win.
They'll win.
Week 4, at Tampa.
I think they win Tampa too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got the Packers winning, going 3-1 already.
Yeah.
Week 5, they're versus Chicago.
Ooh.
I think we gave this to the Bears because we have it 5-1.
Yeah. Yeah, we gave it to them.
Okay, so that's what, 3-2?
Yep.
Home against Dallas. This is where Micah is expected to return. This is the target date.
Expected.
Hold on,
I'm going to say this. Even if Micah plays, I still think that offense lights up the Packers because of their freaking secondary.
I think Pickens and Lamb are like $120 each in this game.
Yeah. I'm going
Dallas.
Yeah.
All right, so through 6, 3-3?
Yep.
At Detroit, week 7.
Ooh. At Detroit. I think they lose in Detroit, for sure.
By the way, and this guy in the comments is agreeing with us. That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so.
Still got 3 wins here.
Home against Carolina.
Home against Carolina? Did we Carolina win a decent amount of games? I think this is one of the games we may have gave Carolina.
Yeah, because we had Carolina at 9-8.
Yeah. All right.
I just can't remember.
I'll go Carolina.
Well, you're from Carolina here?
Hold on. Damn, this because we're getting through a good chunk of games here, and I'm looking at the rest of these teams that they gotta play. If we give Carolina a win here, the Packers might not win 7.
I don't think we had. I think we gave this to Green Bay.
Green Bay because they're home. I think so. We're going Green Bay.
Mike is going to be fully back by week 8. I don't.
All right, 4 wins after Carolina. On to the Patriots loss.
So they're 4-5. Week 10 versus Minnesota.
Home win against the Vikings.
Yeah, because they split already. So that's 5. So they're 5-5 through 10 weeks.
Yep.
All right, week 11 bye. Week 12 at the Rams.
Blowout.
Please. Week 13 at the Saints.
I think they lose to the Saints. I think we had the Saints winning.
I gave the Saints this game earlier this summer.
Yep. Oh,
Week 14, home against Buffalo. I don't know what this game is. Jesus.
Wow. 5 wins heading into the Dolphins.
Right. Well, that's a win. So that's
a win. That's 6. There's going to be no Malik Willis revenge game.
Oh, dear God. Week 16 at Chicago.
At Chicago, loss.
That's the loss, yeah. Week 17, home against Houston.
Houston's defense is really good. And will their offense be good enough to beat the secondary that doesn't exist in Green Bay?
And will their offensive line be able to guard Micah Parsons?
Oh, that's a tough game. Wow. Well, Sam, you could pick
Because Houston in that division is going to be playing for something in the last week of the season.
Well, this is the one you get to pick. Sam, go ahead. Keep in mind we're at 6 wins right now. So honestly, it's a home game for the Packers. I think we might have to let them win out the rest of the season here. You're right. We don't have to.
I'm going to go I'll go Green Bay strictly because I don't trust CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
And I think Mike can have a field day with that Texans O-line.
Yep.
Texans, they will have a lot of great games with that defense, but they could potentially lose a lot of 15-10 games this year.
So, last game, home against the Lions. Win.
So how many wins is that? 7?
8.
So 8 and 9.
They pulled out 8 and 9.
Noah has them going 7 and 10, no playoffs. So I think we're right.
Could
We're right.
easily be possible too. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, what do you want?
Next, let's go Minnesota. I want to go Minnesota.
Oh God, Noah's going to have to
Especially
go
because Noah had no faith in Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray doesn't need to be the best quarterback in that division because they actually have a good defense.
All right. Week 1, home against Green Bay. We picked Minnesota here.
Yep. So, 1-0.
Week 2 at Chicago.
I think they split with Chicago.
That's
they both
loss.
won their home games, so I'm going loss.
Week 3 at Tampa.
Win.
Yeah, I'm not high on Tampa. Week 4 at home against Miami.
Win.
Okay. Week 5 at the Saints.
At the Saints. I don't know if this is a game we had the Saints winning or not.
I think it probably was.
It might have been an early one that we had them winning. So we had them stringing off a few wins early on. I'll go loss on the road there.
Okay. So how many wins are we at through 5 weeks?
3. 3-2.
All right. They have a week 6 bye. They come off it home against the Colts. I, for some reason, think Minnesota can win that game.
I think they can too. I think they do win that game.
I am not sure what the Colts are yet. We'll figure that out next week.
Because, Daniel Jones looked great last year when he started, and then he got hurt. We got to see how he comes back from the injury. And we got to see if he turns back into old Daniel Jones.
That is true. So I'll go Vikings there.
Mm-hmm.
Matt's at 4, he said right now. All right, next up, they're week 8 at Detroit.
At Detroit, loss.
Is it?
Are you thinking about that? Really?
Who is covering those wide receivers? Answer me that question.
You know what?
Who is covering those wide receivers?
You
that
might
is
be
a
onto
38-31 game if I've ever seen one.
And Minnesota, if we're talking Minnesota, fully healthy offensive line up at that point, Aiden Hutchinson's not having a field day.
Again, I've said O'Neal and Darisaw are good when they're healthy.
Oh, man. I think, all right, you swayed me. Win against the Lions in Detroit. Sorry, Zolt. 5 wins.
They have a chance. They got a chance of redemption.
They do.
There's always some weird split where the road team wins each game in the division. We know this.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so through week 8, what are we at?
5. 5-3.
Okay. Week 9, they're home against Buffalo. They'll lose there.
Yeah.
Week 10 at the Packers. I believe we had them splitting.
Yeah, we had them split. So, loss here.
So through 10 weeks, we're at what?
5-5.
Week 11 at San Fran.
Are they not home against San Fran?
No, they're at San Fran.
At San Fran. Okay, ESPN just sucks. Um, hmm.
It's probably a loss.
Yeah, going out to San Fran, that's going to be a rough one.
For Sunday Night Football.
Lost there.
Home against Atlanta, week 12. That's a win.
Win.
Week 13, home against Carolina.
Give them another win there, too. Try and build some momentum.
Then
That's
they go at New England. That's a loss.
Yeah.
Home against the Lions. I probably give Detroit the revenge game here.
Yeah, just because Detroit's not going to go down like that.
So Zoe can stop wanting to freaking throw something at me through his freaking while he's
Goes,
watching.
They split 1-1.
Week 16 versus the Commanders.
Home against the Commanders.
Yes.
I'm gonna go win.
Okay.
That's 8.
Week 17 at the Jets.
Blowout.
And then week 18 against the Bears.
Ooh, that's
Did
home
we
against
have
the Bears. We had them splitting against the Bears, I believe. Did we?
So that would put them at what, 10-7?
10-7.
This division coming on to what is this division coming down to the final week?
What did I say earlier when we were talking about the Vikings? I said if your combination of JJ McCarthy and Carson Wentz can get you 9 wins, I think Kyler Murray easily get you 10 wins.
So they get Kyler, they're 1 win better.
But hey, that 1 win's good enough to maybe get them in the playoffs in the wild card.
Matt has 11-6. Noah went 6-11.
Oh man, dang Noah, harsh. What did the Vikings do to you? Too many skull chants.
It's too many skull chants. Oh my god. All right, let's get on to Detroit now.
Here we go, Zolt. Best for last. 5-12.
Oh, would you stop? Week 1 at home against New Orleans. I think they win week 1.
I think they blow them out, if I'm being honest, and it's kind of like a wake-up call, and that's where New Orleans kind of like refocuses in and has a good season from there. But I feel like Detroit's going to come out swinging in that first game.
Well, no, to be fair, we didn't believe in them last year, and we literally, all they are this year is 1 win better than last year. 1.
Yeah.
So it's not too far off of what happened last year.
Yeah.
All right, so we have the Lions 1-0. Week 2 at Buffalo. Oh my god.
Why do I feel like this is a game that they could steal in a shootout?
I just don't know who the hell they're covering. Who are they covering?
I mean, so the good thing for Detroit is that Buffalo doesn't have the craziest receiving group, but it's just how you stop things.
Detroit doesn't have any corners.
Yeah, how are you going to stop Josh Allen in general?
And not only this, right? At least like when I was talking about Minnesota beating them, that was later on in the season. We have no idea when Kirby Joseph's coming back. I guarantee you it's not week 2. And how healthy will how up to football shape will Brian Branch be in by week 2? I'm not trusting the Lions in this game.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we're not picking them to go on the road to Buffalo.
Oh, my God. No.
Man. Take the over. I'm taking the Bills.
Okay, so, yeah, take the
Right.
All right, so it's week 3, home against the Jets. There you go.
There you go. So, blowout. 2-0.
Week 4, they're at Carolina.
I give them a win there, too.
Week 5, they're at Arizona.
Blowout win. We're getting a lot of blowouts for the Lions right now.
That offense shows.
4 wins? Yeah, up to 4.
Week 6 bye. Week 7, they're home against Green Bay.
Win.
Ooh, can we go and split?
I haven't decided yet. I don't know if I'm thinking split or if they sweep them.
Well, what did we have? You have to keep it realistic with the other
Hold
ones.
on, wait. When did they play them again?
Week 7.
They play them again at the end of the season.
Yes.
So I think because Zolt made a good point that Campbell doesn't rest his players, and I think that's the reason we gave Green Bay the win at the end of the year.
So this one we probably had it given to Detroit.
Yes, because Detroit's home. So we definitely had them winning.
No, they're not. Green Bay. Yeah, they are home. My bad.
Yeah.
My mistake. All right, so that's a win. So what are they? 5-1 through 7 weeks?
Yes.
Jesus. All right. Home against Minnesota. We just said the Vikings would win this game.
Yep.
At Dolphins.
Win.
Home against New England.
Oh. Morning game. So this is an overseas game.
Ooh. These are
I'm
tough.
going-
I
I'm
feel
going,
like I feel like we went New England here for some
we
reason.
did. I believe we did. So we're still at 6 wins.
Week 11 versus Tampa.
Win.
Week 12 versus Chicago. That's in Detroit.
Have them splitting against Chicago. So win.
Okay.
Win at home.
At Atlanta
Win.
versus Tennessee.
I don't see a reason why they don't win against Tennessee at home. That's
What do
10
we have
wins.
before?
10.
That's 10. Dude.
10 and 3
At Minnesota.
at Minnesota. This is where we did the flip flop, right? So we had them
They win this one.
winning here. Yes. So 11.
Versus the Giants. Oh my
Blowout.
God. That's
12.
12.
They're rolling into the playoffs here.
And then we go at Chicago.
At Chicago, loss.
And then at Green Bay for week 18. And we said that Campbell doesn't rest his players. I mean, at this point, Green Bay's not playing for anything.
Yeah, Green Bay. Yeah, I mean, they don't got nothing to play for either. So, I guess win. I don't remember if we had them splitting with the Packers or not, but I mean, if we did, I kind of want to flip it.
Jesus. So what do we have Detroit at?
13.
My God.
Is that insane to think of, though? I mean, I guess
No.
for the terms of how their quarterback situation is and the health of their safeties, maybe it's a bit of a stretch.
Noah, you're absolutely insane.
They will be on the positive side. They'll be on the plus side of 10. I will confidently say that.
We
So
had them at
we've
13.
locked in at 13 wins. Do I see them really getting 13? I feel like there's a lot of games that could flip to where they maybe win 11.
Every one of these teams could upset the other. They are all, in my opinion, this is one of the most even divisions in football.
Yeah.
I don't think any of these teams are super over any of the others.
Yeah. I just think the Packers are finishing last.
Me too. I'm not high on Green Bay heading into the
Tuesday.
season.
But the rest of them, I think they could all be within a game of each other.
I don't disagree. All right. There's your NFC North predictions, guys. However, we're not finished yet.
We still got one of the biggest top 10 lists to get out here.
All right, so far we've done top 10 defenses, top 10 tight ends, and now we are heading into our top 10 running backs heading into the season. Real quick, let me just go to Noah's comment. He said, lost to Saints, lost to Giants, lost to Bucks. Those are my upsets. Noah, you could sell me on the Saints. I think that game's flippable easily. Giants, depending on how they've looked so far leading up to that, I am not high on Tampa Bay at all.
Yeah.
And Matt's almost in the same with us, except we have the Bears over the Vikings for second place.
Okay.
All right, so this week for our top 10 list, everybody, we're going to hit up the running back spot. Tyler, who wants to go first?
I would actually like to kick it off first this time. I've given you the honors the last couple of weeks here.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, wrong one.
All right.
There we go.
So, I know, my top 10 list is beautiful. So,
You're gonna piss Matt off.
We're going to kick it off here with number 10, Chase Brown. I had about 4 different running backs during my draft of this at number 10. Chase Brown felt the most deserving, in my opinion, because last year, I mean, all he's done in his career heading into year 4 is he's gotten better. And he's gotten a more prominent role over the last 2 years in this Bengals offense ever since they parted ways with Joe Mixon. And I think this year, we're probably going to see the biggest year out of Chase Brown. I'm definitely expecting easily a plus of 1,000-yard rushing season out of him. He also provides you a lot of value in the backfield as a receiver in the short passing game as well. He had 69 catches for 437 yards last year and 5 touchdowns. So he's definitely one of those versatile backs, and he's just going to provide a lot of value to that offense in general. And like I said, heading into year 4, it's probably going to be a contract year for him. I think he's going to be poised to have a pretty big season.
Okay.
Coming over, number 9. At this point, he's just all reliable. Kyron Williams. I mean, last year, led the league in a lot of categories. Well, not led the league, but within top 10 most categories. He ran for 1,252 yards, 10 touchdowns. I mean, the last 3 years, he's had the plus side of at least 1,100 rushing yards. He provides you a little bit in the backfield as a receiving option, but that's not his game. You know, he's not a dual threat kind of guy. But you need him to run the football, he's going to do it. You can always rely on him. And this year, he's just got to have another good year. Coming over to number 8. I had to throw one of my guys in here, Mr. A-Train, A-Chan. I've been high on him ever since he was a rookie coming in. And, of course, his rookie season got cut short by injury. He was on pace to probably break some records at that point. And last year had the best year of his career, 1,350 rushing yards, 8 touchdowns, and has always been a very solid receiving option for them out of the backfield as well. Last year he posted 67 catches, 488 yards. The problem with HN this year, he can either be a lot higher in the top 10, or he can fall out of it if he gets hurt from them utilizing him way too much because of the lack of talent in that offense.
Hey, can we just be completely honest about this? And I don't want to cut into your soliloquy here. You're off to a hot start. I just want to say the reason Devon Achane is low on both of our lists, he's on the Miami freaking Dolphins.
Yes. So that can either work to his advantage by him having an insane year in terms of carries and even receptions out of the backfield. I mean, they don't got really any wide receivers. Who says he can't be the leading wide receiver on that team as well as running back? Christian McCaffrey did it for the Niners last year. So, yeah, with how bad that Dolphins team is, if he stays healthy, he's going to be higher in this top 10. I'm afraid that they're going to overutilize him and he's going to get hurt. So that's what slotted him in at number 8 for me. So moving on to number 7, we got good old Saquon. I had to think a lot about where I wanted to place Saquon Barkley. Last year was a down year in his regards, but it was still a solid year in terms of NFL running backs. 1,140 rushing yards. He was like top 6 in the league in carries, 7 touchdowns rushing, and receiving, he still got you about 270. So it was what it was. This year, I had to temper the expectations a little bit only because I don't know how much of a snap share that he's going to have with Tank Bigsby. If it really is looking like they're probably going to get close to 60-40 between their snap share, and if we're looking at this Sean Mannion offense that may pass more than they run, then what does that do for Saquon's numbers? Now, Saquon's still a great running back, and he doesn't need a bunch of carries to be productive. He only needs, really few good opportunities. And I think that's what we're going to see out of him this year, a lot more efficiency. I think we'll see the yards per carry go up for him. So that's why I still think he's going to find his way into the top 10 in the running back category. I could still see him easily getting like close to a 1,300 rushing yard season.
I'll disagree.
Coming over, number 6, probably one of the more disappointing downturns of 2025. Jonathan Taylor was on track to maybe run for like close to 2,000 yards last year. And then Daniel Jones got hurt, the offense fell apart, and Jonathan Taylor fell into a streak of inconsistencies. But prior to that, he was on a short list for one of the best running backs in football. I mean, he led the league in carries, 323, 1,585 rushing yards, 18 rushing touchdowns, which led the league. And then even he had his career year catching the football as well. He had 46 catches, 378 yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. So, when healthy, we always say it. Jonathan Taylor's probably borderline top 5 running back. There's just so many great running backs on this list that it's hard to say that he is hands down top 5 running back. But that's why I had him there at number 6, right there on the outside looking in. I still think he's going to have a great year. If he can find that early form, like through the first 7 weeks that he had last year, I think he'll be in really good shape. And I think the Colts will be in really good shape as well. Coming over, it's the Baltimore Ravens, of course, King Henry. I will say, I was shocked at how I somehow missed him having one of the quietly best years of his career. I thought he had a down year last year because I barely heard his name. Meanwhile, he's just getting a quiet 1,500, almost 1,600 rushing yards, 16 touchdowns, second in the league. He had 5.2 yards per carry, which was third in the league. I mean, this dude just doesn't have a bad year. He doesn't fall off. And I don't expect him to finally hit that wall at age 32. I still think he's in his prime. I don't think we see a drop-off from him for maybe another full year or more down the line. And even then, he'll still be a productive running back in the NFL. Because if he's at age 31 putting up 1,600 rushing yards, what's he going to do in another 2 years? 1,000 rushing yards? I'll take that. Out of a 34-year-old? Sure. So, Derrick Henry, he's always got to get that respect. Dude's just one of the best pure runners in the league. Coming down to number 4. There's kind of a trend here. I don't know if you've realized yet. The top 3 are kind of your dual threat elite backs in the league, and then the 4 through 6 for me was kind of the best pure running backs in the league that aren't really, pass catchers out of the backfield. Coming in, James Cook, tremendous year last year, 1,621 rushing yards, 5.2 average, 12 touchdowns. Oh, not to mention, he also had, hold on, where was it again? He had 291 receiving yards off of 33 catches and 2 touchdowns. AC, I see you out. Oh, man. And Anthony, all right, Anthony, first for you. It don't matter if he fumbles the ball 4 times in a season. You know how many games he still wins them? He's the only running back that can get away with fumbling the ball 4 or 5 times in a year. Only one. Because he's just that damn good. And AC, DeAndre Swift was... He may have been one of the running backs that were in my 4-way race for 10th place. He's not too far out of the top 10, if that makes you feel any better. But anyways, finishing up with James Cook, I mean, almost was in the top 3 of every category. Carries, rushing yards. He led the league in rushing yards. And was second in the league in yards per carry average. He's going to follow it up with another great season because, as we all know, Buffalo's receiving group is still very mediocre at best, but with James Cook and Josh Allen, they just make it work. Coming over to number 3, and the big what if of 2026, because following Christian McCaffrey's career injury history, he tends to have 1 year healthy, 1 year hurt, 1 year healthy, 1 year hurt. Last year was a healthy year. Posted great numbers. If he's healthy and plays every single game, he will be one of the top 3 running backs. He may not even come in at number 3, he may come in even higher. It's totally possible. He's probably going to lead his team in receptions again, which is crazy. I don't know how he's going to do that. He might lead them in receiving yards. He's definitely going to lead them in rushing yards. He is going to be the whole offense. And that's just who he is. So, of course, he's got to be up there, number 3. Moving on to number 2. George, you're just mad that I had Bijan over McCaffrey. This is not the Cleveland Browns. This is not a fundamentally unsound organization like the Cleveland Browns, George. While I don't think Atlanta's going to be great next year, I know one person who is going to be great, and it's going to be Bijan Robinson carrying the way with whatever horrible quarterback that they have. Hey, last year...
Now he's mad that you had them both over McCaffrey. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, George just wanted to see McCaffrey at 1. All right, George. Tell him to get me over 1,400 rushing yards next year. Well, I should say
also,
this year.
by the way, he's talking about that. I guess Nick Chubb really sucked too once Stefanski was there. That's why he had like 1,500 yards.
Yeah, when Chubb was healthy, top running back.
Funny how Stefanski didn't suck until they got rid of his quarterback, but that was an ownership issue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, I mean, Bijan, back-to-back years that he posted 1,450-plus yards running. Last year, he had 820 receiving yards. I mean, he had the better year than Christian McCaffrey for his team. And this year, I don't expect anything less. I think Drake London will have a good year this year. I think Pitts will have a solid year. Still don't know which quarterback's going to be a reliable starter through and through. No idea. But guess what? Bijan Robinson, that don't matter for him. He's the running back. All they got to do is hand the football to him. As long as they can do that, he's going to be top 3 running back in the league this year. Again. Oh no,
okay.
George.
I want you all to mind that George just took Saquon with his first round pick this past weekend, so he's trying to.
Oh no, George, you're trying to cope. Oh man, Saquon. George, come on.
I hope. Hold on. I hope that 3 and 4 is not Kyron Williams and Chase Brown, because if that's the case,
Wait, is it I better not be Javonte Williams out of Dallas, who had a very respectable year last year. Got to see if he can do it again this year.
Oh, the chat's going crazy tonight. Anyway,
Brown is Chase Brown number 4? Chase Brown number 4? George, what happened? All right. Anyways, moving on to number 1. My favorite player since he got drafted, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sonic himself. He's going to have a great year. We talked about it earlier. You talked about your concern without Montgomery. I don't think it matters because he's right in that category with Robinson and McCaffrey. They didn't have a David Montgomery behind them. And still, teams just can't stop them. There's certain players in the league that you just can't stop. You can game plan as much as you want to slow them down, but you will never stop them. And I believe Jahmyr Gibbs is that player.
just real quickly, Anthony, it wasn't our DA draft. It was one of George's draft that he does with another group of his people. So I do not know. George, you're talking about reality and out of fantasy. You just it seems to me you drafted a guy from what he did 2 years ago.
Oh man, oof, wow.
Anyway, continue your Jameer Gibbs, and then I'll go with
Yeah,
my
I
list.
mean, Gibbs, now that he's going to be the number one focal point of, I think, do I even say the entire offense? I'm not taking anything away from Amon Ra. Amon Ra is gonna do what he does, and he's probably gonna post 1,400 something yards receiving. But I think Gibbs is going to be featured a lot. I think Zolt said it earlier. He expects him to be a 3-down back because he's not always going to have the ball in his hands. So that's going to be able to keep him fresh, but he's going to get a lot of opportunities in the pass game. They're going to get him involved a lot there. And of course, running the football, he's phenomenal at. So without Montgomery there, I only see his stats going even higher and him having an even better year because he already had an amazing season with Montgomery, still getting a good snap count in the snap share with him.
Oh man, I agree. I definitely agree with you. Another thing I agree. First off, AJ Brown jinxed himself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tyler. Do you still have anything else you want to add up my mistake?
No, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Now, before I put my list on here, I would like to point out that I like to save my number 10 spot. Usually, I like to try to put somebody that I'm really high on heading into the season.
Okay,
So
buddy, we get it. You put freaking Love in there, didn't you?
No, I didn't actually.
Okay,
I
good.
do not.
I
You are not
admitted
allowed-
it because of the organization he plays for.
Not only that, before I put my list, how can I address you when I've never seen you play a down of NFL football?
That is true too. Yes.
So, here goes my top 10. I'll let you look at my number 10 then before I go. Here we go, kids. At my number
Okay.
10, I went RJ Harvey. Yes, I understand. Some people may think I'm crazy. However, let's look at something. RJ Harvey last year, after J.K. Dobbins went down, Harvey racked up 540 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns. He then racked up 356 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. Yes, I'm aware they brought J.K. Dobbins back. However, I believe Sean Payton is going to flip their roles this year and have Dobbins be the RB2 behind Harvey. And with his dual threat ability, I'm very high on him this year heading into this year. At number 9, I, of course, Tyler had him at 8. I have Devon Achane. Again, Achane on a better team could easily be in my top 5. That's how talented I think he is. The problem is he plays for the Miami Dolphins. That's all I have to say. At number 8, I have Travis Etienne. He had a tremendous year last year with Jacksonville. He's going over to a situation now in New Orleans. I think he's going to have a big year. He's going to have some split time with Kamara when he gets back from his MCL sprain, which should put him back around weeks, I would say between weeks 2 and 3 or 4 maybe. But Etienne last year, healthy, 100%. I like what Kellen Moore is doing over there in New Orleans. I like the Saints O-line. I'm high on Travis Etienne.
I gotta ask. Real quick, we're not off of Etienne yet. Is this purely based off of him making that move to New Orleans, and you think that's gonna bring him to another step in his play?
Yes, 100%.
All right, I won't completely bash it. I won't.
And that's why I have RJ Harvey at number 10, because I trust Sean Payton that much.
Okay.
So, at number 7, I have Saquon Barkley, and I'm going to tie him and Derrick Henry together. I have Henry at number 6. Yes, I understand, like you said, Derrick Henry had a great year last year. He is getting older. Saquon had a solid year, not what he did his first year. It's not realistic to expect him to do that every year. The reason I have them at 7 and 6, number 1, Offensive line play. Tyler Linderbaum, no longer in Baltimore. Saquon's O-line. Landon Dickerson last year wasn't good. Cam Jurgens wasn't good. Lane Johnson was banged up. I got to see those O-lines and how they look. Also, the other reason I have them at 6 and 7, both are entering the season with 2 new offensive coordinators who've never called plays before. Yes, Declan Doyle was last year was with Ben Johnson. We know who's calling the plays in Chicago. So that's why they're at number 6 and number 7. At number 5, I got James Cook. I don't think Cook will have his big. I think he'll still be in that 13 to 1,400 range. 16, maybe not so much, but still one of the best runners in the league. Jonathan Taylor, I have at number 4. I agree with what you said last year before the injuries to that offense. He was on pace to probably have a season compared to Saquon's 2024. But unfortunately, due to the injuries on that offense, it just didn't happen. Still led the league in rushing touchdowns. I'm still high on Jonathan Taylor because no matter what the Colts have done offensively, at the quarterback position, wide receiver, whatever, Jonathan Taylor is still the mainstay. At number 3, Christian McCaffrey. This is a guy that I said last year easily should have had MVP votes because of how valuable he was to that 49ers team. So that's number 1. Probably the best dual threat back to ever do it in some people's eyes. Not mine personally. Maybe it is. I'm not going to let you know my opinion yet. We'll talk about that when he's retired. However, coming off of the season he had with that many touches and that, I'm still a little concerned about his durability. He is getting up there in age. I do want to see him stay healthy for back-to-back seasons. He could easily be number 1 or number 2 on my list. And Tyler, I think we can agree here. 1 and 2, you can't go wrong with either, with how you put them. It's kind of like the tight ends with Bowers and McBride. I stuck with Gibbs at number 2. I think he has the potential to be just as good as Bijan. I still think Bijan is a little bit better. I think Gibbs has definitely benefited having Montgomery with him through the first few years of his career. However, I did say
like
I'm
holding them back. That's my take. I feel like it was holding him back.
Okay, and my take is I think it's helped keep him fresh. I think they're both. Honestly, I don't know what the Texans think David Montgomery's going to do for them. I think they think he's going to come in there and rush for 1,200. I'm not expecting that.
No, not at all.
They ain't got Detroit's O-line, but again, like I said, you can go either way with 1 or 2. I think Gibbs is right up there with Bijan. I just think Bijan right now is a little bit better. And once again, I have Bijan at 1. I think not only is he going to be the best running back in the league, he's going to be the Falcons' only reliable offensive player because I don't trust anybody throwing that football in Atlanta. So that is my top 10. I went R.J. Harvey at 10, Devon Achane at 9, Travis Etienne at 8, Saquon and Henry at 7 and 6. Cook goes 5, Taylor is 4, and then we have our top 3 dual threats of CMC, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Bijan.
Yep. So, Anthony's got a great question for us when we get there.
What's the question?
It is, if someone we missed that should have been on the list, he wanted us to say it at the end.
It's funny, I didn't get that freaking. What is up with my chat here?
Uh-oh. Let's see. I'll throw some up for you. George said he likes that number 8 pool of Etienne. He doesn't think Cook's going to do good on that field. George, 800 rushing yards. George, you've been saying outlandish stuff the whole night. What's going on, George? 800 rushing yards from James Cook. That offense has nobody except for Josh Allen.
All right, I got my chat back up. I'm good now.
So, yeah.
Well,
who do we think?
Can I answer this one real quick?
Yeah.
Matt, R.J. Harvey. Look what he did last year as a backup after J.K. Dobbins went down. I am trusting Sean Payton is going to have Harvey as the lead back with Dobbins now backing him up. Because Dobbins went back to the Broncos, right?
Yes.
Anthony, I am not sure how much of the bulk of the load they're going to give to him. I still think Ramondre is going to cut into too much of that for his production. That's why I try to stay away from tandems. That's why I don't mind your pick with Kyron Williams. Blake Corum cancels it out for me.
Well, hold on a minute. Even with Blake Corum, Kyron Williams is still the pure running back.
Okay, go look at the first half of the season compared to the back end when Corum started to get going. Not to mention, I love Kyron. He's another guy that coughs the ball up sometimes. Not big on ball. I'm big on ball security. But no, and my ETN thing is look at the year he had last year in Jacksonville with Liam Cohen. I am that high on Kellen Moore and that Saints team that I think ETN is going to have a really big year. I'm not sure, man. I could care less about the Patriots, but let me go check real quick.
While you're doing that, Anthony, I got an answer for your question. My guy would have been Javonte Williams. He had a really great year after making that move to Dallas. Got to see how he does with year 2 with Dallas, but he carved out himself a very nice role in that offense.
And Matt was right. TreVeyon Henderson left early today with a lower leg issue. Not sure what it was, so we'll keep tabs on that. Ashton Genty also got hurt too. That's why he was right outside my top 10 as well.
He was. Trust me, I would have changed my list up if I had him on there beforehand.
But no, the reason I have ETN is I've always been a Travis Etienne guy. It's just he's never put it together and stayed healthy. But last year with Liam Cohen, in my opinion, was the best year of his career. Cashed in on a payday, goes to a really good fit in New Orleans with Kellen Moore's offense. I like that Saints offense. I like their offensive line. I like that Kamara can spend him as like the pass catching back a little bit. I think it's going to keep ETN fresh, and I think he could have an even bigger year this year than he did last year. And again, with Harvey, like I said, I like to keep my number 10 spot for guys who I am very high on heading into the season. And I think Harvey could have a really big year if he's the lead back. I think Dobbins and him could still be a tandem. However, the reason I said I didn't mind putting Harvey is I don't think Dobbins is going to get too many of his touches taken away from Harvey, like Corum will with Kyron Williams or guys like that. I think that Dobbins is basically now just like your change of pace back. He's not healthy enough to be a lead back anymore. He never will be. Matt, I'm not putting a guy in a top 10 that he hasn't even touched the football field yet. I can't do that.
Very early I floated the name around, but nothing convinced me to have him anywhere close in the top 10. Not saying that he can't, but the Cardinals, I don't trust them.
And Anthony, I like Quinshon Judkins, but Browns have a whole new O-line. I don't know what kind of team they're going to be offensively still, and he's also coming off an injury, so I got to see a little more from Judkins before I put him in my top 10. George, you ain't wrong about that.
And another thing with the Cardinals, they decided that after, spending that high first-round pick on Love, that they were going to play him in the preseason game, and they got him hurt.
I just can't. I can't do the rookie stuff sometimes. It's very hard for me to do, and again, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I like to get a little bit of a rapport on a guy before I put him in my top 10 list. Like RJ Harvey's only 1 year in.
Unless if they're a tight end, because I believe we both had 2 rookie tight ends in our class last year.
Did we?
I know Warren was definitely in both of ours.
Tyler Warren, yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't remember if I had him at 10.
You talk about our top 10 tight ends list from this year?
Last year. Not this year, last year, when they were rookies.
Well, Warren was definitely because of how much of a talent he was. Plus, I trust Shane Steichen a lot more than I trust the Arizona freaking Cardinals.
Yeah.
All right, real quickly. I know we got to get out of here because we're going on time here. I want to get into this stupid thing that's going on this weekend. I believe it's up to 4 or 5 players who are currently on NFL preseason rosters, and if they clear waivers, are going back to college football. Daquan Wright, who was with the Eagles in training camp, now with the Browns, has committed to LSU if he clears waivers in the NFL and is going back to college. Can somebody please tell me what the HE double hockey sticks is going on here?
I don't know.
This is finally the part of college football where I can disagree with what's happening. Transfer portal, don't care about it. I just think the calendar for the college football season has to be switched up. NIL money, do what you want with it. There is no way you can let these kids go on NFL rosters all summer, and then because they're going to stink, and they're like, oh, they'll make more. And it's not about the money; it's because they stink, and they know they're not going to play well in the NFL. They're not going to be on the practice squad. They want to go back and dominate because Daquan Wright was at Ole Miss last year with Lane Kiffin, and all of a sudden, look where he ends up.
LSU.
Lane Kiffin just gives people reasons to hate him. Not only does he do what he does last year from going to Ole Miss to LSU, what he did, now he does this. Lane Kiffin gives people reasons to hate him. But,
Yeah.
oh, no, you're fine, brother. You're fine, brother. George said real quickly, everyone has to play preseason. They get more injured in the regular season if they don't. George, I will highly disagree with that because my team's usually pretty healthy. George, you guys had 3 guys on IR the first day, so I don't even want to talk about injuries. Anthony, I think he could. I thought they should have done a little better with Rico Dowdle and keeping him.
But then you're paying 2 running backs because it wasn't a cheap deal that they gave Chuba Hubbard. They paid him to be the number 1, so that would have been rough on their payroll to pay 2 number 1 running backs.
Anthony, apparently, and let's just put this. Well, Tyler, give me your thoughts real quick because I know we're strapped on time. But what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
I don't even know what the eligibility rules are anymore these days, if they even exist. I mean, it's one thing if you don't get drafted or you become a unrestricted free agent, or not an unrestricted, but an undrafted free agent, and then a team picks you up. But at that point, if you're on a team's practice squad or if you're on their roster at any capacity and you play in preseason games, I don't see how you can go back to college at that point.
Well, no, here's how you do it. Once you have announced, I have declared for the National Football League draft, your eligibility is null. You're done with college. There is no way we should be able to allow this to be allowed.
But here's the thing, right? Because then what about we've seen people before who declare for the draft, and then we've seen people back out of that as well, and they don't go to the draft.
That's fine. If you're a junior and you want to go back for your senior season, when the decision to declare becomes a thing, like Dante Moore did, you can stay because you have the option. They went through the draft process. They are on an NFL football roster. You cannot allow that.
Yeah. So that's where the line should be drawn. If you are a part of the NFL draft process, then you shouldn't be allowed.
You're done. Your college football days are over. You know what the problem is right now? We have a big issue with. We have insecurity amongst athletes in this going on right now. We've got guys that know they're going to not make a lick of money in the NFL because they're not going to be able to. No, it was Daquan Wright from Ole Miss. He was on the Eagles roster early on in the offseason. Now he's in Cleveland. But if he clears waivers, he's already agreed to a commitment deal to go back to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is this allowed? Ennis Cantor wants to play in the WNBA because he stunk in the NBA. Like, what is happening right now?
He got officially shot down today. It was apparently breaking news.
What is going on right now? Anthony, they play at MetLife. I would bring all the depth I can at wide receiver.
Oh, he easily makes the team. With Neighbors out, they don't have enough receivers.
Neighbors is flying. What are you talking about?
Is he back?
Yes.
I didn't know he was back from his injury. I thought he had a setback when he had that second surgery.
He did, but apparently he's back. Let me see real quick. Oh my God. But yeah, I cannot believe I'm sitting here
Trending
so
week 1.
he is trending. He is out. So he has been in a non-contact jersey at practice, but he just today got removed from that. So he will be taking part in some contact at practice now. So
let's see. You're looking at Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton. They drafted Malachi Fields in the 3rd round. He'll have a role. Darnell Mooney had a solid year last year with, was it Atlanta? Right? Yeah, Atlanta.
oh dear God, George,
yeah,
no.
I don't know if they're gonna retain Odell. But I mean, the alternative is what? Who do you keep? Jalen Hyatt. I'd rather take the roster spot for Odell over him.
Oh, look what George said. Ayuk to the Giants.
Yikes! I don't know how I feel about that.
No, I don't follow the WNBA enough to care about it, nor do I want to talk about it. All I'm going to leave that as Ennis Cantor is a moron. And it's Ennis Cantor, not Ennis Freedom. And it's Ennis Cantor because he can't play in the NBA because he stinks. But no, I'm going to leave it right here for the people. If you have gone through the draft, because that's the thing, declaring for the draft, you still have to go through the process, the combine, and the draft. It is August. There are kids at LSU that have been practicing all spring, all summer to get ready for football season. And now, basically, an NFL player is taking my spot? What sense does that make?
Yeah.
Like I said, transfer portal, all you got to do is fix the calendar. NIL, they have to fix what they're distributing to players. This should not be allowed at all. The minute you say I declare and you reach the combine, your eligibility is done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's like saying
I don't even know how this became a thing. Like, I feel like they used to have, things in place, rules in place where you can't do this. I don't know how it just became a thing all of a sudden.
I don't know either. I have no words for it.
I feel like the NCAA is slowly losing any power it has and say so over its governance of college football.
And, the president did come out and say that he wanted to do something about the sanctity of college football. I think we're going to have to involve somebody. This is getting out of hand, and it's getting out of hand real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because, George, I'm sure we're going to be debating like crazy tomorrow night. DA After Dark, guys, tomorrow night at 8 here on 609 Sports Talk Radio. But with that being said, Tyler, do you have anything else you want to talk about tonight?
That's all I got.
All right, guys. We're going to wrap up this show. A 2-hour and 40-plus minute show of absolute awesome talk. Great NFC North preview. Awesome top 10 list for the running back position. And I just want to say thank you, everybody who tuned in tonight. Thank you, everybody who commented on the YouTube side tonight. Thank you, everybody who commented on the Facebook side. And always, again, we hit 2 more subscribers on the YouTube channel during the show tonight. Thank you to AC Adam, who chimed in on his Bears. Looking forward to talking to another new subscriber on a weekly basis. Matt, Noah, George, and Clint on the Facebook side. Zolt and Anthony, 7th Inning Sip, our friends for the Lake Erie Crushers as well. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Back at it tomorrow night, DA After Dark at 8. We have a lot more NFL stuff to cover. But, guys, have a great night. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And we will see you guys tomorrow. For Tyler Adams, I'm Sam Nelson. Have a good night, everybody.
The following has been a presentation of 609 Sports Talk Radio.
Sam, what did you do?